What's up, everybody, and welcome to Final Fantasy II, reviewed and ranked. And what makes this one really exciting is that we're actually, finally, able to rank these games as we go. That's right. Final Fantasy II, Final Fantasy I, where does it stack up? How does it stack up? This is very exciting. I'm excited to finally get chipping away at this list here. And to join me is Excalibro, but also known as Excala Guy.
Oh yeah. Take two on Final Fantasy 2, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? Never know.
You'll never know.
We also have the Fyraga Fighter, but known as Venwu tonight. Thank you for
How are
being
you?
here. Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so
for
much.
the first time of the night. How are you?
For the very first time.
I'm here.
Yes.
Enjoying my stick.
That's right. And
Enjoying my stick.
Yes, enjoy. This is the part where you come in. There it is. Oh my god, I can't believe we have this freaking guest character here. Freaking guest.
Dude,
character.
I can't believe it. I just came from like the hardest fight of my life,
Mhm.
and I'm so happy to be a part of this party.
Oh,
for the
wait a
first time.
second. Crap.
What is your name, Leon?
Hmm.
It is Leon. Thank you. I
You
forgot to
guys,
introduce
you guys know what this means, though, right? You guys know what this means.
I don't.
He's gonna be.
I know what it means.
He's gonna be. He's gonna be so underleveled, though. That's right. That's right. He's gonna be so.
No, I
underleveled,
can catch
man.
up.
He's gonna be dead weight.
We can grind.
Gonna be dead.
Yeah, no, yeah. There's just like
That's a
a
good
dungeon or
idea.
two that we
That's
can
a good
probably go
idea.
to.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
grind.
Let's grind.
All right. I like
Let's
this.
grind.
Let's get him, boys. I'm doing this for you, man. Yeah, I leveled up, and I'm pretty sure you leveled up too, man. I'll see you next time.
I get it!
No, my eye! Oh, my eye! Oh, my other eye! Oh, no! Wiley, no! No, that's my shin! Wiley, that's my shin! No!
What's up, everybody? It's time to talk about Final Fantasy II. This game is kind of divisive, but let me tell you, I want to start this off with saying it's kind of freaking awesome. What I want to do right away is give you a little bit of a game introduction, a little Final Fantasy II introduction. The key team from Final Fantasy I is back. That's right, we got director Hironobu Sakaguchi. On game design, Hiromichi Tanaka, Koichi Ishii, and Akitoshi Kawazu, who, after Final Fantasy II, would go on to create the Saga series. That's right, it was first named Final Fantasy Legend in North America to boost the marketing, but he is responsible for the Saga series and the battle system from Final Fantasy II, where you level up everything just on per usage. That carries over into the Saga series. So that's really cool. We got programmer Nasir Gabelli. Scenario is Kenji Terada. And then we have character designer, of course, Yoshitaka Amano. The pixel artist, Kazuko Shibuya. And composer, Nobuo Uematsu. And of course, the producer, Masafumi Miyamoto. Let's go into some facts. Let's get some fun facts here. Not as long as the first episode, but it's still some fun facts here. Final Fantasy II started out as a story of three sons' claim to the throne. The firstborn versus the youngest son. Now, the middle son would go and avoid this conflict, go somewhere else, only to be corrupted by what would be the villain of the game to exact its revenge on humanity. So that was the plot points before it got reworked. And why did it get reworked? Well, there was one thing, and it was called The Empire Strikes Back. Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back inspired Hironobu Sakaguchi so much that he came back in, I don't know how many months into development of Final Fantasy II, and he said, no. We're rewriting this, and that's why there's so many familiar elements to Final Fantasy II compared to Empire Strikes Back. So the plan changed, and we have the massive success of Dragon Quest III was also going on at the time, and the team was striving to do their best to make a sequel to Final Fantasy right away. And this time there would be a huge focus on story. There would be preset characters with names, but you could change in the NES version. Like, you could change their names, but for the sake of this video, we're going to refer to them as their real, like the given names: Furion, Maria, Guy, Lee. And then this is a little funny little, not fun, I don't know, this is crazy. When the lead programmer Nasir Gabelli's visa expired, he had to go back to California. And losing him would have been such a big deal that they actually packed up and moved to California to finish the game, so that they could be with Nasir Gabelli to finish the game. So that's how important Nasir Gabelli was to the programming. But we're going to revisit that later on when we start getting into the spoilers, after we start talking about story and stuff. It's ironic. It's very ironic how he was so important to keep on, and then he turns out to do something that was really like what are you doing? And Gabelli did not back down. So more on that in a second. Now, keep in mind, with even telling this more ambitious story, changing the story early in the development, and completely changing up the character progression from the first Final Fantasy job class system and everything, they changed so much. And then Final Fantasy II released exactly 1 year and 1 day after the first. It only took 1 year and 1 day, and that was after all that stuff happened. Like, the visa expired, the changing the story, all of this stuff.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Now, the reception, I could not find accurate sales numbers, so the Wikipedia page is wrong. If you click the actual citation, this is the work I do. I do my due diligence. Okay? If you click what they cite as the sales numbers, it's wrong. It's actually sales numbers for Final Fantasy III. So that's not correct. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back, Leah. Oh, ooh. Do you feel any stronger though? Like, do you feel stronger, right?
You know,
You feeling strong?
You know, no.
I
gotta
dude,
point,
I'm feeling pretty powerful, dude.
I gotta point something out. If you're gonna, it's a good thing I went back to the hospital. I left my notes there the first time. So, anyway, how's it going?
Well, I'm glad to have you on here, man. I hope that the favor that literally the favor that me and Wiley did for you. And actually, even Fire Fighter did you a favor too by not healing you, because let's keep it real, man. If we would have healed you, none of that progress, and it wouldn't have mattered.
That did no favors in my gill.
No,
you know how much an ambulance costs from Finn to Palaricia? You know how much? You know how much it cost?
There wasn't enough mana in Palamicia for me to fully heal you anyway. So you needed that church.
I get you.
You needed that.
You needed the church, bro.
Okay, I get it now. Well,
I couldn't drink enough elixirs.
Oh, I could have drank a lot.
Think of how strong your HP is, bro. You're gonna be taking a lot of hits. You're gonna be our tank, but the only way to get you to become our tank, you're gonna have to tank a lot of hits, if you know what I mean. All right.
Yeah.
So
good thing I haven't been grinding this since the beginning, like you. Okay.
Welcome to the team. You're finally ready, Lee. I appreciate you being here, man.
It's crazy too. They both have maxed out hand-to-hand skills, so like I don't even know why they chose to do that. They actually gained nothing from that at all.
It was a completely selfless act.
That's how much we care.
It's just to catch me up to speed. I get it. Okay.
Hey Lee, I hope you had your XP turned on and you didn't turn it off.
Oh no.
That's a little inside joke that
Oh,
we
yeah,
might talk
I'll
about later.
explain it.
We'll
I'll
see.
explain it. Don't worry. We'll get there.
Mr. Bigglesworth with the toss in the gill. Thank you so much. I appreciate keeping it all the lucky
Going
sevens
straight to
there.
my medical.
Through suffering, you will grow strongly. Don't forget. Don't
Thank you.
forget. As far as reception, I can't give you sales numbers, but I can say that I saw without citations. We need citations. Come on, guys, let's do our work here. But there was an article, or not an article, but something listed in the Wikipedia stating that Final Fantasy II is still the lowest selling Final Fantasy of all the Final Fantasies. So there's your sort of like perspective as far as sales numbers go. And it was awarded Best Scenario from Famitsu back in 1989. So there's an award for Best Scenario. Now, I want to get into our personal experiences with the game. I want you to tell me about the first time you ever played Final Fantasy II, and then I want you to tell me your review of Final Fantasy II. But before you do, I'm going to actually bring up how you ranked the game. So it will be a visual aid for everybody to kind of put in perspective, oh, he thinks Final Fantasy II blah 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 was better or worse than Final Fantasy 1, and then here's the review that kind of put things into perspective. Here's the context and everything like that. I think that would be a good way to make this work. And not only are we going to be doing the ranking in the series, but we're also going to be ranking the gameplay, story, audio, and visuals. Those are what I call the pillar rankings. And then my fifth pillar in my review is legacy, but I figured that is the series. That is what we rank the actual full complete package deal. And this will also provide some intrigue to the conversation of if he ranked the gameplay better than the other game, but the story is not as good as the other game, but it's still ranked better in the overall, it kind of adds this idea of what does the weight, what is it carrying? These pillars carry the weight of the game, and how much does it matter, and how it's going to actually vary game to game, and how much one pillar is holding up the game while the other pillars might be a little lacking, right? So I think that's kind of a cool idea, a cool way to do it. Let's hope it works out. In my mind, it works out. Let's see how it goes in practice. So what I want to do is I want to
If it's anything like the intro.
Yeah, I got a great track record.
One of my favorite quotes of yours is, "It wouldn't be Final Fan TV if there
Without
wasn't a
technical difficulties." It is true. It hasn't plagued us. Actually, it did plague us in the first episode where Wiley's microphone was low. Anyways, since I've been talking for too long, I'm going to throw this over to Excalibro. Excalibro, you're going to kick us off with your history with the game. Where did you start with it?
All right. Well, first of all, Lee, if you have a marker, you need to fix that incident report behind you. Somebody earlier, I think it was Spartan, said you got to put that in the negatives now, buddy. This was
I lost my eraser.
too big of a deal.
I guess this bandage will do. All right.
Anyway, moving on. Okay, so my personal history. The first time I played Final Fantasy II would have been when it was re-released on PS1, Final Fantasy 1 and 2 together, Final Fantasy Origins, right? And I played about the first 2 to 3 hours of the game, and I was like, you know what? This ain't for me. I got past the Mist Dragon maybe, and that was about all I remember. And then it was many, many years until I played it again. And in fact, I did not finish it until I played the Pixel Remaster last year when we did Ranked and Reviewed then. And so that was my first time playing it all the way through. And I can tell you, I appreciated it a lot more. It's funny how you change over the course of 25 years. So I was looking at different things this time around.
And should we start with your series rankings, or do we start with the pillars? Which one do you like? Which one do you like best? How should we go about it?
Either way.
All right, let's start with your pillars. But go ahead and actually, no, we're going to start with this, and then I'll show your pillars as you talk. Here we go. This is your rankings. This is Excalibro ranking Final Fantasy II above Final Fantasy 1. Now, go ahead. This is the part where you can add some context of why you went with this.
Sure. So it's no mystery that story is basically one of my favorite things about games or about media in general. And the story comparison between 1 and 2 is just absolutely night and day. I mean, 2 delivers a very rich story, especially when compared to 1. 1 was very light on story. It was more about this sort of sense of adventure, and 2 really takes you on a narrative ride. It's got a lot more characters. It's got named protagonists. I mean, let's just start there. But the story is very rich. The locales that you go to are very interesting. There are some themes that we see throughout the game, and some narrative, or what's the word I'm looking for here? Literary inspirations. I'll talk about a little bit later. Paradise Lost. I see some influence there, and not just Pandemonium. But yeah, so honestly, really for me, it was the story. The gameplay, that's hard to say because it was such a strange system. And when I first played it, the gameplay is actually what turned me off. You know, I'm trying to grind a little bit right out of the gate, and I don't really understand why it's not working. And this was back in the day where something like GameFAQs was very, very new. It was in its infancy. So I didn't have a lot of resources to understand this system. And so I gave up on it pretty quick. So for that reason, I would probably put 1 over it, at least in terms of my initial impression. But everything else, man, I feel like across the board, it's just better. But story really stands out to me.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we'll go on over to the Dragoon King. Oh, shit. going full screen and really put the oh my god,
Smile, bro. Never stop
like
smiling, Lee.
That's great. That's so great. Oh my god. All right, so Dragoon King, tell me your history. Tell me your history with this game, and yeah, in your review.
Okay, well, I played this for the first time this year. Can't you tell? This is the face of someone who plays Final Fantasy 2 for the first time. Looks like. So, no, yeah, I played it for the first time this year. Through Pixel Remaster. And I don't know, man, I was actually very surprised. So, I was surprised because I knew going in that this is one of the more disliked ones, to put it lightly. But playing it for myself, I don't know. The things that I feel like a lot of people are not fond of, I enjoyed. I liked the leveling system. I feel like I was surprised by enjoying it. I enjoyed the gameplay. I feel like thinking about Final Fantasy 2, it is a very ambitious step forward from Final Fantasy 1. It does a lot of new things that I feel like are very inspired. Are the systems like as fleshed out as they, like what we expect from a modern RPG? No, but it does a lot more than I was expecting it to. The passkey system I thought was cool. I felt like this is gonna sound weird, but the fact that there was a ferry and an airship that traveled without my influence, that I had to go to people just to cart me around the world, made me think that this world was lived in. It was cool seeing how the passkey system made me stop and talk to like more NPCs because I wanted to see who had to say what, this thing or that thing. So overall, I found it to be a surprisingly, what's the word I'm looking for here? Engaging. Like it really captures your attention and it really pulls you into its world. I like the characters, and for a game from 1988, because like it's not going to be the most like nuanced story to ever exist, but from a game from 1988, it had a surprising amount of nuance, whether it be in its gameplay mechanics or even its storytelling. So overall, I was quite surprised by how much I enjoyed this one, especially over the first. And that's not to say I didn't like the first one, but I think I liked 2 a lot more than I enjoyed 1. So there's that.
That's awesome. All right, and now we're going to go over to the Fire Fighter. Tell me about your history with Final Fantasy 2.
So my first experience with Final Fantasy 2 was with the Final Fantasy 1, Final Fantasy 2 combo pack Dawn of Souls for the Game Boy Advance.
Yes.
And I honestly, the first time playing it, like I was like, you know, there was a lot of stuff, I guess, for younger me that your hand wasn't really held too much, so I got stuck in a lot of spots. A lot of dungeons felt very difficult. Too difficult for like what I was like going for, and then like going from Final Fantasy 1 to where the leveling system was basically like mapped out for you depending on who you chose, to going to a leveling system that I initially didn't like because I didn't fully understand like what I was supposed to do to make certain like me like number go up and me not make number go up and me get mad.
And me get
Right. Relatable.
So that was my
was that
first
Beaver?
experience.
Was that Beaver?
Me-
Was that Beaver language? What you just did?
Me speak.
That sounded like that's why Excalibur guy was like, yeah, I totally get that. I heard that.
I was
I
sorry.
speak Beaver.
Beaver is my first language, so sometimes it just comes
Sometimes
out.
it comes-
And but yeah, so that was my first experience with it, was the Dawn of Souls. And so and to be fair, like I didn't fully like it back then. I didn't finish it the time I played it, but then I went back and beat it, and I do like Dawn of Souls. Final Fantasy 1 and 2 Dawn of Souls better than I like Pixel Remaster, but that's because Dawn of Souls has extra super boss dungeons. So that's kind of like my thing. I like that. So but yeah, so that was my first experience with it, and remembering my first experience with it and then playing it again for this reviewed and ranked, I do kind of cherish it a little more than younger me appreciated it for. It's like gameplay wise, I'm with Lee. Well, Lee's not with us, but I am with Lee. With feeling like the mechanics and the gameplay, like I actually enjoyed the password system. Like he said, it made me feel like it gave me a reason to talk to everybody. Unlike Final Fantasy 1, where it's like you talk to people if you want to, but in Final Fantasy 2, it's like you should talk to people because you might learn a keyword that you're going to need or will lead to a secret or something. And then the leveling system definitely lends itself to feeling more like Dungeons and Dragons, which is what I feel like Final Fantasy was going for in its initial like releases. And for like the story, I mean, it's Star Wars. How can you not like Star Wars, right? So, I give gameplay and story a leg up over Final Fantasy 1. But when it comes to audio, and I played the game at normal speed, listened to the audio at a normal speed, tried to really listen to everything this go around, and I still feel like the audio, the boss battle music, and just the music from Final Fantasy 1, I just feel like the music set the atmosphere better for 1 than it did for 2. But same thing with the visuals. So I like one visual I really like is the final boss battle in Final Fantasy 2. I like the setting for it. One moment.
I'm so sorry. Lee, you had I think your mic is picking up a ton of stuff. Can you make sure that it's plugged in or something's happening? Okay, cool. All right, go ahead, Lee. Or Vinny.
There's like one visual that I really like from Final Fantasy 2, and that's like the final boss fight. But also, I love the final boss fight from Final Fantasy 1, like the setting that's in. So comparing those two alone, I give it to Final Fantasy 1, but I feel like Final Fantasy 1, just the setting in general, it gets the visuals just really lend to the atmosphere along with the music. I feel like everything in Final Fantasy 1 is just more cohesive when it comes to presenting the story. Like the story is more than just like here are the words on the screen telling you what's going on. The story is also what do you see happening, what's going on with the people around you, what are you hearing, what mood is this game making you feel? And so all of that together, I feel like Final Fantasy 1 does rank higher than Final Fantasy 2, but all of that to say, I still think Final Fantasy 2 is worth a shot if you've never played it. Like, disregard that it's probably the lowest selling Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I think I think it actually has a place in the series as a mainline. Like, I think it does. I think Final Fantasy 2 does what it sets out to do. So that, and it has a very unique leveling system. So you might really enjoy that aspect.
That's a good
But,
way to
yeah.
put it. It's unique for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so I will go over to this is me. Hi, hello. My thoughts on this game, my history of Final Fantasy 2 is that it's kind of similar to you guys actually. I definitely had Final Fantasy Origins because I even drew the picture of Furion holding the sword and like going across the eyes, only his eyes visible, holding the sword. I drew that picture. I wanted to have that picture and show it off like, hey, here's my like freaking 12-year-old self-drawing. But I didn't bring it up. Sorry. Maybe I'll make it the thumbnail. I should have made that the starting suit. This is really bad art. Unfortunately, we went with Excalibur's glorious. What did you call him?
Chad.
Chad. Emperor.
Chad.
Emperor Chad.
Emperor Chad.
That was awesome.
I said he looked posh.
He looked posh. So yeah, basically I had the Final Fantasy Origins on PS1. I don't think I really touched the game. Maybe I did. I don't know. Can't remember. But I did get it on Dawn of Souls, and I remember playing it on Dawn of Souls, and it's very, very similar to what I said last time on Final Fantasy 1, where I was just like, oh man, I don't know. I was craving Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9. Like I was craving that, and I'm like, this is not satisfying the cravings. So I will say, like, these earlier games like Final Fantasy 1 and 2, and I was just like, I don't know. Now, the Pixel remasters came out, and that's when I gave this game another shot. I played it again, and oh my god, I freaking love this game. I don't know, dude. I mean, I know that this game gets a bad rep, but I feel like I'm becoming a defender of Final Fantasy 2. Now, there are some issues I have with the game that I really think, like, dang it, man, this had so much potential. But the thing is that Pixel Remaster does help assist. Now, so I played the Pixel Remaster of this game. I used none of the boosts for my playthrough because I want to get the experience the devs intended. I want to make sure I'm ranking this game in that format. That's me personally. I also made it a point not to exploit the system, regardless of that funny little botched bit that we did at the beginning of this.
Oh, you made me snort, dude.
I did not exploit the system because I was like, no. I want to see what happens if I play the game as if they overlook that detail. And like, I'm just playing the game to have fun. I'm just going to play the game. I'm not going to exploit the system. I'm not going to attack my teammates. I'm not going to use lightning on them and try to get that. I'm just going to play it. Just going to play it. And I tell you what, it was fun. It was exactly the way that it should be. Everything leveled up the way it should. In fact, I think this is the optimal way to play the game. I really think this is forget about those exploits, forget about those like min-maxing. If you try to min-max this game, if you try to focus on stats and level boosting and stuff like that, I don't think this game is going to work for you. It's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like the ideal was good on paper. Just like that botched bit. It was a really great idea on paper, but in practice, it just did not work out. It's so fitting that that happened for Final Fantasy 2. Episode Final Fantasy 2.
I think you should make that a member benefit, just like the uncut
version.
Yeah, guys, if you want to see what we're talking about, it'll be make that a member benefit, Dan. Because good.
So for me,
really
I wanted Maria. She was my main character. I wanted her to be a dual sword wielding, Ultima casting badass on the front line. And that's what I did. And that's what happened. Guy was an axe slinger, a dual axe slinger. He had two
He was
axes.
singing about axes.
Dude, he was slinging.
He was an axe singer.
He was an axe singer too. He was singing, bro. He was making the enemies sing. And then Furion was my mage. I had Furion doing the mage work. And then I thought that was very cool that I could take these characters and shape them into whatever I wanted them to be. Right? Because just like in real life, practice makes perfect. You know, if you want to be a sword wielder, wield the sword. And you'll get better as you do that. Now, you have to ignore all the game logic and mechanics. Clearly, this game sets up the characters on a certain path when you first get them. So, like, they want Maria to be in the back row shooting off the bow, and I'm like, no. I have different plans. So, I think the story is epic, and I recently watched a recap of the story. And before this analysis, I wanted to kind of refresh my memory on it. And the story in a recap video, as I'm listening to it on the car ride home, like from work, and I'm just like, I'm getting hype. I'm like, oh my God.
I wonder if it was the same video.
What? I forgot. Probably one of the retrospectives. And like, I'm like, I forgot how freaking epic this game is. Like the way it starts off, the like burning the hometown, the parents are dead, you lose the battle at the beginning, and then we got these other things like the dreadnought, and these like cutscenes happening. Now I don't know what they look like back on the NES, but the Pixel Remaster, man, these cutscenes of like the freaking you have your little airship going across the screen, and then all of a sudden the freaking dreadnought comes in, and it's like taking up the entire screen, and like a little hook comes out and just grabs that little tiny ship. And you're like, oh, just so good. And then it flies around and no spoilers. Not yet. We're gonna get into spoiler territory, but I was getting freaking hype. I was like, this story is so freaking hype. So in a nice condensed recap, the story is amazing. I do think it has some pacing issues. I think it has for its time, I guess it was just a little hard to tell the story. Now I can't go into story. I don't want to go into story spoilers yet. Now, unfortunately, it's the dungeon design for me, boys, when it comes to the gameplay. So the dungeon
Is it
design,
like the endless empty rooms that you just walk into at all times?
I call it the 4-room or the 4-door problem is really what it is.
the 4-door problem. 3-body problem. It's the 4-door problem.
That's it.
Yeah, so this is how I ranked it. Final Fantasy 1 gets the edge in gameplay just because I think Final Fantasy 1 is just a great game. All around, I don't think it really has, if you're looking at the Pixel Remaster. All right, if you're looking at the Pixel Remaster version, obviously I know there's so many flaws with the ones before that, but the Pixel Remasters, I think Final Fantasy 1 is just overall a good to great game. Like, it is just a solid game. Final Fantasy 2 has this issue with its dungeons, the like Wiley said, the 4-door problem, and then not only the 4-door problem, the every 2 seconds encounters, every 2 steps. My son counted them. He's like, he says like 1, 2 in battle, 1, 2 battle. So, man, it was just almost borderline annoying, and I think that's what it like evokes this really interesting conversation where I'm like, okay, gameplay. The game that I'm playing, Final Fantasy 1 is better, but the story is epic. Like I said, the audio, I love this soundtrack, the Pixel Remaster soundtrack, freaking Star Wars inspired. Oh my God, bro. They had their own Imperial March.
Yeah.
The Pandemonium theme,
for me, man. Dude,
the battle theme.
Audio is tough for me. It's just I feel like I'm already more nostalgic to 1 because of the airship theme. The airship theme carries so hard in 1.
There's no airship theme in this one, like, right? It's
no, but
so
I actually like
freaking
that.
daunting. Like, oppressive.
I like how. Yeah, I was about to say this game does not really have a lot of uplifting tracks. It almost always feels daunting or like adrenaline induced, whether it's the battle theme or just the overworld theme.
Yeah,
and it always makes you
theme. Oof.
Yeah, it just makes you feel like it is kind of a tonal whiplash because 1 does set up a story that's like, oh, all these bad things are happening, but I can't help but be a little like uplifted with how cheery the music is all the time. It's very whimsical. But 2 is like, no whimsy. everything's screwed. You're screwed. Your parents are dead. Like,
It is dark, dude. It is dark.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it
very
is.
like, I mean, it's the month right now, man. We got Tactics, right? we got Tactics. The very very like oppressive and that feeling of dread and it's just wartime and stuff like that, right? So Tactics, this is a good companion piece to that as well. Final Fantasy 2 and Final Fantasy 16. These are your dark entries like into Final Fantasy, and yeah, I really enjoy this kind of storytelling, and I think they did an awesome job with the themes of like war, oppression, and obviously Star Wars. You know, like this is the Andor. Right, this is the Andor of Star
Final
Wars.
Fantasy.
Yeah. So that's why I gave, and then visuals. The reason why I went with the visuals over Final Fantasy 1 is that I love the way that the story shapes the world map. There are towns that you literally can't visit anymore because of story events.
Yeah.
There are airships flying around in the world map. It reminded me of Final Fantasy 9, which I played recently again, and it's just like, oh man, having these airships flying around, these battleships, and you're like, man, it is just so oppressive. Like to there are literal warships flying overhead. Every city you walk into probably has Imperial guards standing around, and it is definitely it succeeds at that. So I went with that, and I think it's no surprise I have Final Fantasy 2 over Final Fantasy 1 for my rank. So we will go back to this here.
By the way, I just wanted to point out real quick, Vinny, thank you. I know that your words were so healing that I actually recovered from all my wounds. So
see, and you're a better man for it. Stop complaining, bro. Like you're more.
I didn't complain.
Your
What?
HP is up. Your HP bar is higher.
I
You
took
can
my
take more
beating
hits.
with stride.
I also leveled up my cure ability, so now I have cure up.
See?
So thank you.
mutually
you.
beneficial.
I had to heal. I had to heal a lot of HP. There was a
yeah,
lot
dude.
of
My
reconstruction
teeth are back.
going on.
That's
My
the
teeth are
idea.
back.
That's the idea. You need to leave your teammates on the brink of death, not dead, but brink of death, so that way you get the maximum amount of XP for that thing. You want to not quite kill your teammates when the battle's over, but you also don't want to heal them, because if you heal them back to full health, that doesn't count. Doesn't count to your level ups there. So
I'm just saying, a Phoenix
Lee.
down wouldn't have hurt.
a Phoenix that wouldn't
Sorry, what?
Those cost money. Those cost
say-
money, my friend.
What's up, Wiley?
Thank God it counted, right, Lee? Thank God it counted.
Okay.
What
Do I
is
need
it-
to talk about
do it
this?
twice.
So tell me, what is
What?
this? What is this about making sure my XP is on? What is this?
Okay. So, as you guys as the panel know, but not the audience, I had quite a month last month between some work related things and personal stuff, and also just I was on vacation.
Yeah.
So I didn't have the time afforded to me to play this one as much as some other Final Fantasy games. Centurion saw me playing it at 3 a.m. once. Yes, I know. But anyways, I was basically, I told Wiley, I was like, yeah, I had to crunch this one in a pretty short time. And I'm like you, Dan. I like to play the game with like that earnest, like true experience that's intended. But, you know, sometimes life be lifing. And the luxury of the Pixel remasters is that they afford us the luxury of playing the game in a way that might cater to our experiences or our schedule. So I was like, hey, I think I'm going to try the boosters. I'm just going to double everything just to make it so that the grind is a little less tedious, so that I can, you know, because I don't have as much time to grind. Cool. Now, I'm playing the game, and I get to the first dungeon, and I'm like, this is insanely hard. Why is the game so difficult?
No.
I'm like, why is the game kicking my ass? Dude, I forgot what it's called. It's like the turtle or whatever in the chest in the first
The
dungeon.
Adamantoids?
The one-
No.
Yeah, I think
Yeah?
no, it's something turtle. I thought, but it might be
Oh,
an
okay,
Adamantoids.
okay.
But anyway, so that MF was harder than the boss that you face at the end of the dungeon. I couldn't. Like, I actually game over to it, and I'm like, there's something wrong here. And I grinded through it, and I'm realizing something. why is it that I'm at the first dungeon and Maria has 20 health and Furion has 20 HP and Guy has 40 and Minwoo has 175? There was a point where Minwoo could almost be one shot by the boss. So I'm thinking, what the hell's going on? So I called Wiley because I was like, let me see something real quick. Because I was contemplating calling you, but I'm like, I might save this story for the podcast. So let me get a pin here. I told Wiley what was going on. I came to the realization.
Yeah.
The damn attributes were set to 0. I set the booster to 0.
Oopsie daisy, dude. Oopsie daisies, man.
I went all the way through the beginning of the game, up to the first dungeon, beat the first dungeon. I accidentally made a challenge run.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're doing a challenge run, man. No XP run.
Dude, my attributes were set to 0. I don't even know how I did it. I don't know how I got through the first dungeon when everybody was dying in one hit. I used all my Phoenix Downs. Minwoo was my tank. Minwoo was my tank. I was like, what is happening? And
he's the only one that leveled up off screen.
No, yeah, he was the only one who had anything to work with. Right. And so I made it a challenge run.
Hey,
and then
man,
I'm talking to Wiley. So I'm talking to Wiley, like, well, so now here's the issue. I might need to compensate. So then I made the game too easy for myself. So I went more on the boosters to try and compensate for the last time. So this whole experience was screwed up because I went from no XP to I was like, all right, well, I might need to just like grind a little bit. So of course I did the goblin tactic where I just walk up to a goblin and I just start beating myself up so that I could catch up on HP. I looked up someone's long play to see where my HP should be. Generally, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna grind with the boosters way jacked up when I'm there, just so that I'm not out of sync. I saw somebody by the first dungeon, I think like it was only like a few hundred HP or whatever. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna catch them up. They'll be good. Everything will be normal. So I went from challenge run to baby mode to normal, and it was just, yeah, my whole experience was screwed up, but it was very funny. And when I called Wiley, he clocked it immediately. Yeah, I think I know what you did, buddy. I'm like, yeah, I know what I did. I know. So, so I did. I'm going to be candid on this one. I did use boosters, but again, I kind of crunched this game in a weekend, so I didn't know how I was going to something.
But that's okay, because I'm curious, did you also turn off battles at any point, encounters?
I tried not to. I think I did when it was like probably when it was 3 a.m. and Centurion's like, why is he playing Final Fantasy 2 at 2 a.m? Because I think that's when I beat the Emperor, and I left the dungeon because I needed to go grab items from the shop. So I came back and I was just like, I think I made it like halfway through the dungeon. It was like 2:30. I'm like, no. I got myself back. I was like, I gotta beat his ass. Hey, I got work. I gotta do this.
I had to leave the dungeon as well at that point. But before we get into like the story stuff, there's always a fun time here to be had when we can hear story time with Excalibur, and we're gonna bring that to you in just a moment. I would like to introduce a new game for you guys. Since this game has keywords, I think it's time we play a little keyword. All right, it's not password, it's keyword. So what I'm going to do, it's going to be between you three. So I'm going to give one of you a word, and then the other two, you're going to have to alternate to guess the word, okay? All right, so I think that's how we're going to do it. Lee, I'm going to start with you. I'm going to give you a word.
Oh, that's a mistake.
That's a mistake. Lee, I'm sending you a word in the text, and then so chat, you guys can play along too. What is the word? All right, now here's how password or keyword works. You can only give one word clues. You have to look them right in the eyes. Look your party members in the eyes and tell one word that will give them a clue in order for them to respond with one word. They cannot respond with nothing. There cannot be more than one word. There cannot be gestures. There cannot be any kind of gestures.
Yeah, I'm a New Yorker.
Yeah.
I talk with, that's half my
Me
dialect
too.
is. Yeah.
I mean, as I'm just like throwing my hand, they can't do any gestures.
Just
Half my
remove
dialect
Lee's
is with
whole
my hand, Dan.
lexicon.
Come
What
on,
is
you
that?
know.
I didn't know we were doing a Beastie Boys video.
Thing, man. Come on.
All right. So you got to keep your hands to yourself.
All
And
right.
feet to yourself too, Lee. I mean, like that's an inside joke that nobody will understand, but it's chained together. All right. anyways, if you're a Patreon supporter,
Lee.
you would understand it. It's true. That was a
Hey,
Patreon
Lee.
exclusive.
What's up, Wiley?
Dan just hamstrung you.
Nice.
Sorry.
So Lee, I
You've
have
been
sent
hamstrung.
I have texted you a word. Okay. Now you're going to look your party members in the eyes. You're going to give them one word clue that will make them guess that word. Chat, participate. Let me see if you guys got any. That means you guys need to keep your eyes off of chat. All right. So when you get the response, all right, go ahead.
One word? Okay.
One word.
Airship.
You want me to
So-
go first, Wiley?
Yeah, how does this go?
So okay, we'll start with
Yeah, who goes
go
first?
with Fire.
All right, Dreadnought.
Yeah, that was it.
Nice.
That was good. That was a good job there. All right.
Thank you,
Okay.
thank you.
So that was all right. That was a little easier.
I
than
think I think the beating might have also increased my intelligence.
increased my
You're
Z.
welcome.
See, you're welcome. All right. So
Thanks, dude.
this one's gonna be for Vinny, the Fire fighter. Fire fighter Vinwu.
That's me.
That's you.
Okay. Kingdom.
Finn.
Who goes first?
All right. So
Not me.
Lee said Finn,
Okay.
and that's incorrect. So don't say anything. Don't say anything. Wiley, can you give anything a response?
Palamisia.
Damn, he's got these boys are good. These boys are good. Okay.
Process of elimination. I mean, come
I
on.
was gonna
Lee,
say-
Lee help me out. Lee help me
I
out.
feel like this one might be a little more
Tag team.
challenging. Excalibur, I sent you the final one, which I think might be. No, and you know what? This is probably gonna be easy. I just thought of a word that would help. Go for it.
Think harder, Wiley.
And
Think harder.
Firego's gonna start first with the guess.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Void.
Firego fighter. Yes, this is all related to Final Fantasy II gaming track.
Ultima.
Lee.
My mind went to warp, so I guess I'll just stick with warp.
Warp is incorrect. Excalibur, you get another round. You get another round.
Oof. All right, this is actually hard. You
I
gave me
know.
a hard one to do, Dan.
I thought of a word that I'm like, oh, that would actually probably give it away. But
All right. Oof.
this one, gaming tracks. This one, yeah. Never mind. I don't want to give any clues. All right, go for it, Excalibur. Hmm.
This is tough.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say
I'm gonna give you a countdown from 5.
meaningless.
Firego.
What?
What?
I know, bros. Wait till when you get it. Okay.
Underworld.
I have a really good one.
Here it comes.
Sorry.
Here it comes. Go for it.
You guys ready?
Wait, I thought we were guessing. Are we not?
He's
are
gonna
we not
do
guessing?
another one. He's gonna do this.
I'm gonna
okay.
we'll reset because the last one was too hard. I got one. This is funny if you get it. Okay.
Okay.
Rooms.
Yeah. Go ahead, Lee.
Well, my mind went to pandemonium, but I don't know if it was pandemonium.
Pandemonium
So,
is
I'll stick with-
incorrect. Firego Fighter. This is the last round, by the way. It's all on you, Firego.
Dungeon.
So close.
Okay,
Oh.
so the first word I said was void, and then I gave you rooms. What is it, Dan?
The password is empty.
Empty. Yeah. There's so many empty rooms in this game. That's why I was
Oh,
laughing. 'cause
right,
I'm like,
wait a minute.
I know
It's a hard
Dreadnought,
word, man. He gave me a
Palamisia,
hard word.
Empty.
You go from Dreadnought Palace and then empty.
Did you
Why
realize
you
how
abstract-
fast you got Dreadnought and Palamisia, though?
You went so abstract with Wily.
Dude, I didn't know
That
how
was
to even
existential.
help you guys. I'm
Oh,
like,
that's
how do I get them there?
Throw me a bone.
Oh man, me
That was
too.
good. Good stuff. All right, now,
Man.
ladies and gentlemen, it is time for story time with Excalibro. Here we go.
Oh yeah. So first of all, let me introduce Beaver. Okay, Beaver is an otter, but I didn't have a beaver, so he's gonna be here with me. He's gonna be chilling with me. All right.
I hear you're fluent.
Yes, I am fluent in Beaver. Hey, you know what, Lee? Why do ladies love Excalibur?
Oh no.
Oh no! Oh no! What? Dude, there's a million ways this could go.
Oh my god! Wait a second. What the
Hey.
heck is this?
Guy,
I love it. I love it.
Guys speak beaver. This is
Yeah.
a long beaver.
That is a long beaver.
Oh
That's a
my
long beaver.
god. All
Yeah,
right.
it's because English is my second language.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. Okay, all right.
Hold on, real quick before you get into it. This is spoiler
Yeah.
territory, everybody. We're into spoilers now.
Yes.
We're into spoilers. Go for it.
Plug your ears if you don't want spoilers, because there's gonna be a lot. A lot. All right, okay, all right.
Oh, wait. Before it's spoiler time.
Yes.
Thank you. I just wanted to get my beaver for the show.
What
Thanks.
Oh hey, all right.
Get my beaver. Hold on a second. I'll be right back.
Oh, you getting your beaver?
Hey,
We don't want to see your beaver.
Do we all have a beaver on deck?
Baby,
Of,
come
of a
here.
sort?
Baby,
We all
come
got a
here.
beaver for story time.
No.
Say hi to the world.
All right, we're good.
Oh my.
I'm just kidding.
I'll bring him back. Jackie's going, bring him back. He's got to stay for beaver story time.
Beaver story time.
Razor.
Now it's time
Uh
for story
It
time
is.
with Excalibro. Story time with Excalibro.
all right, gentlemen. In a world where the Emperor of Hell has nothing better to do than conquer everything. 4 orphans with no parents, no plan, and no job system must rise to the occasion. Furion, Maria, and the guy who's named after what he is. Yep, he's him. Heroes chosen not by destiny, but because literally everyone else they knew is dead. And somewhere out there, Leon, the sibling who went out for milk and never came back. Their mission? Save the world. Their strategy? Recruit as many temporary allies as possible and watch them die one by one in increasingly dramatic fashion, including the Raiders of the Lost Ark, Boulder of Death. R.I.P. Joseph. In the name of Princess Hilda and the Wild Rose Rebellion, our heroes embark on a shopping list of destiny. Mithril to arm the resistance, a goddess bell to open a haunted castle, a torch to carry a fallen star called Sunfire, and no biggie, an ultimate spell sealed at the top of a murder tower. That's called ominous foreshadowing. Meanwhile, the Emperor unveils an airship big enough to blot out the plot, the Dreadnought. It explodes spectacularly when the party yeets a jar of Sunfire into the engine. OSHA violations? Countless. The fireworks? Sublime. We got pirates who ambush you, then join forces. Captain Layla, I see you, Queen. And it's off the dice where the Dragoons are dead and the last wyvern egg is in danger of becoming the world's most important omelet. Back in Altair, Hilda invites Furion to slide in them DMs. Surprise, she's the Lamia queen in disguise. Boss fight, messy breakup. Then word hits, the real Hilda is the prize at the Palamecium Coliseum. Of course she is. Q Gordon, Coward Prince no more, rejoining for a jailbreak that goes sideways until Paul the thief busts everyone out. Sailing for the Mysidian Tower, the party is swallowed by Leviathan. You thought the Dragoons were cooked? Meet Rykard Highwind, the last Dragoon, show enough. He joins like he's been waiting for this trailer beat his whole life. At the top, Minwu shatters the seal with his life so the team can claim Ultima. Pour out one for the homie. Save some for Sid. He calls you back to his deathbed. But don't worry, legends never die. They leave you airships. A wounded soldier staggers in with the plot twist energy. Leon just claimed the throne. The party storms Palamecia, only for the Emperor to respawn as the ruler of hell, hijacking the plot from beyond the grave. No longer the Dark Knight. He may not be the hero we deserve, but he's the hero we need right now. Bruce Leon Wayne joins the party.
Oh, Razor liked that one.
We escape Palamecia.
God, we almost got through it.
We escape Palamecia on the Wyvern as the castle morphs into pandemonium, literal palace of hell, then descend the Jade Passage at the end of this nightmare where it started, face to face with Emperor 2.0. That's right, you're not fighting a villain, you're fighting a subscription service that can't be canceled. And through it all, the most unshakable truth of Final Fantasy II. Guys speak beaver. It's not a meme, that's canon. This fall, witness the game that introduced Sid, chocobos, named heroes, and more permanent death than a George R.R. Martin novel. Final Fantasy II, because sometimes the best way to get good is to play bad. You didn't think I'd forget to mention that level up system, did you?
Oh man.
I really liked this story time, but I think my favorite quote that you've ever said might be "orphans without parents."
Yeah,
Who else do orphans come?
Orphans. They don't got parents.
No parents. Yes.
I'm thinking, is there a definition to orphans? I don't know.
Dude, this is what happens when you give me too much time to write and rewrite. I just keep making it bigger and making it stupider. Oh, I wrote the first draft of this like a month ago.
That is freaking awesome.
Oh, it was hard to read that with a straight face, bro.
Oh my god, I know.
Sure.
I almost feel like, I don't know. I'm gonna probably clip that out and put it as a standalone video, even with us laughing, because it's just too good. Or
Razor
you'll have
really
to
liked Bruce
re-record
Leon.
it. You'll have to re-record it, and we put a trailer over it or something. It's just too good not to do.
I could do that.
Yeah, it's just too good not to do. Oh man.
All right, I gotta get my beaver back to.
Okay, yeah. Everybody,
I'll be right
everybody
back.
Put their
It'll
beavers
take a
back.
second. It's the other side of the door. So yeah. Say bye to Razor, everybody.
Bye, Razor.
Bye.
Yeah,
That was
well,
him. That's how he sounds. Bored.
Boy.
So, I mean, we've alluded to these level up mechanics a lot. We didn't really I don't think we've really explained, what the joke is to anybody who isn't, who hasn't played Final Fantasy 2, who doesn't really know what we're talking about. So mechanically, Final Fantasy 2 plays more like Dungeons and Dragons, where, like what you said earlier, the more you do something, mastery and perfection through repetition, your characters level up based on the actions they do in battle. So, like you said, you had your characters completely different than how the game kind of thrusted them upon you. You saying you had Maria as like your dual blade wielding, Ultima casting badass on the front line, right, Daniel?
That's right.
So, for me, I had a completely different playthrough, which is something I think that this game does very well. Is the game's going to be played how you want it to be played, right? So I had freakin as my frontline, sword user. I had Maria as my mage. She did all the black magic and some white magic. I had Guy as my monk, just, double fisting everything, right?
Word. Double fisted.
Word.
And so the way you make the characters grow is by having them, dodge attacks increases their evasion, and having them, like you guys said earlier, on the brink of death when the battle ends, you get a lot of XP towards your HP. You want characters to get better and more proficient at magic. You have them use magic. So that also means that towards the end of the game, like if I were to give Maria a sword when she's been casting magic all game, she's going to do absolutely no damage. And you have specific stats for all of your all of the, I guess, archetypes, right? So like Lee, you like dragoons. If you wanted somebody to be a dragoon from the beginning of the game, you can make that happen for yourself. You don't need to wait for somebody to kind of come in. So the more you use swords or shields or just your bare fists, however you have your characters go, that's the pathway they're going to take. And then for your mages, they're obviously going to get better the more magic they use, and specifically the spells you use are going to grow the more you use those spells. So grinding in this game, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. You can grind out characters to be like really good in certain aspects, but then they're going to be weaker in other aspects too. If you decide to change your mind later on in the game, you're going to have to go back and grind all of that stuff up from the ground. It doesn't really carry over from other stuff because it's not so much your strength or intellect or whatever that really matters. It's how proficient you are with the weapon you're using.
Yeah.
So
I also found that like gave me almost like decision paralysis. Like when you're like at the beginning, you're just like, oh God, like I have to make sure I'm plotting the course correctly before really getting into it, because
you
like
almost need
choice.
To know. Right. You almost need to know this happens going into the game, because you'll be stuck with, like, if you get a certain way through and you kind of start to realize like, oh, I have nobody who's like a dedicated mage, and you're like part way through, you're like, damn, I kind of want to go back and have so-and-so as my mage. I need to now give them all of the tomes, which again, I also thought it was cool that like enemies drop tomes sometimes. So you can get better magic from enemies instead of like buying it. But I thought this really lent itself to being more of a Dungeons and Dragons experience. And the game, as far as like gameplay, not like story, but gameplay, like you kind of decide how your gameplay is going to go with that aspect. But the game also gives you a lot of like fourth party members who kind of fit roles that you might not have. But I personally like that aspect because I like grinding, and this kind of made me grind in a way that was different. So it felt different than my normal Final Fantasy experience, which is usually number go up, me happy.
Yeah,
that's really all I do.
Yeah, I was thinking about you too when thinking about like the whole stat boosting, min maxing, and all that other stuff. I'm like, oh man, I wonder how Vinny feels about this one opposed to Final Fantasy 1, where I know you have so much more freedom and you love what you do with Final Fantasy. Not freedom, I guess, because you have a lot more freedom with Final Fantasy 2 mid game. You can swap it; it's just got a lot more grinding to do. But I always when the guest party member comes in, always super weak, almost useless. That's why we did that little that bit. It is because the guest party member he really is dead weight. Like and that's a pun in itself. It kind of like
it wasn't for Lee.
I saw the Lee thingy, the finger Lee,
the tome thing. Hang on, wait. I just wanted to say, before I go back to the thingy for a second, no, the fourth party member thing is very real. That's one of my bigger critiques with the game, and it would be, honestly, now I can't speak on this for sure, because I didn't look into it. But what do they have a fixed stats? Like, do they have fixed stats when they join your party? It seems like they did because Vinny, you got
If they've been in your party before, they'll have fixed stats percentage based towards what you left them off with. So if you grinded Minwoo, like for whatever reason, you just made him a god the first time you ever got him, he's going to be a god again when you get him.
right. But like when you get when you get Leon, right?
Mhm. That's fixed, yeah.
Leon was just dog shit. When I first got him, he was so like awful compared to the rest. But like that's what I was wondering, because I feel like if this game ever got some sort of like proper, like I know that the pixel remasters are remaster, but this would be something that I don't think would be too hard to fix, because future Final Fantasies do this, where don't the party members that you acquire later scale and adjust to your leveling? Because if that were the case with, I know it's weird with this game though, because they want you to have the agency to mold them. So if you kind of,
I'm sorry.
No, you can
no, I was gonna say, like you're absolutely right. Like 7 does it with Yuffie and Vincent. They are scaled to what you are at the game when you receive them, and then also they fix that with the PHS system. If they're not in your party, but you have like your main 3 grinding out, they are still off, like doing their own grinding and own missions in Final Fantasy VII Original, where like if you notice you have like the 3 party members and you're leveling up, and then you go back and you're like, oh, why isn't Yuffie level 40 or whatever? Like she's level 80 just like everybody else. That's because they get like a percentage of the XP or something like that, which they could have absolutely fixed. Yeah.
So I feel like Final Fantasy 2, I'm gonna say it like now, I said it earlier too, I actually really, really like a lot about this game.
Yeah.
I think there is so many cool features that caught me off guard for a game as old as it is. So, you know, like but the thing is that it feels like, and I give it some slack because of its age, but there are so many features that if they were just modernized slightly or adjusted, like this might be a hot take, but I think that Final Fantasy 2 would be a game I would love to see properly remade. I would love a Final Fantasy 2 remake. I feel like it has a lot going for it, story-wise, world-wise. There's just themes. Hell, I was surprised by the fact that there was a character, like not just one, but multiple, but Gordon in particular is a character with like a full-fledged arc. Mind you, you know, it's not like Gordon is this extremely deep character, but he starts off as a coward. You meet him and he's like this dopey coward, and by the end of the game, he's like like the new king, and you get him multiple times and you grow with him. I was surprised by how much they really wanted to tell a story here, and I would love, now I don't want like a Whisper style remake. I want like I want, but like if they were to just do something with it, hell, like I don't know if it needs like AAA level, like but like just upscaled, modernized, maybe like almost like Ever Crisis style graphic, you know what I mean? Like kind of like, even if you chibi styled it with better looking battle
just like
models and cutscenes,
basically a AA remake of it, and it's dude, I think they're like you're saying, man, and like with the epic story beats, man. And again, what did I say about epic story beat when it's in a recap format? Freaking story time with Excalibur, I'm getting hype again because I'm like, yeah, that's right. This game is so freaking good with the story. But I see the Wiley thingy. What's up?
Strangers of Paradise 2. We talked about
That's
this before. It would be sick to see them do that with this concept.
Yeah. So like
I'd be really interested in seeing how that played out.
With Final Fantasy Origin 2, I don't think I can call it Stranger of Paradise. So I'm setting the normal. Final Fantasy Origin 2.
Origin. It would be Origins 2.
The Emperor of
Paradise
Hell.
Lost.
Paradise. Oh my god!
I'm gonna go back to that here at the end. We'll talk about that.
That's actually kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Stranger of Paradise, Paradise Lost, Final Fantasy Origin 2.
Dude,
that's good.
and it's about
Mateus. What?
There's just so much. 2 has so much going for it. I feel like, you know, obviously as a newer fan of the series at large, and this is, like I most of the series I have not at this point. You guys, I'm sort of the hey, you guys are
Lee, your microphone's cutting in and out real bad right now.
no.
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 Try
Wait,
unplugging and
maybe
plug it back in.
Yeah.
While Lee fixes that, but yeah, I really really enjoyed a lot of what Final Fantasy 2 does with that. I think that when you're talking about the characters of Final Fantasy 2, like how there was some good character arcs with like Gordon, and Joseph. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
So, okay, I have to ask
am
you
I
that
good again, by the
question.
way?
Let me ask you that. Yeah, you're good. Hold on one sec. I want to ask you this question. But like I really enjoyed like all these side characters. I think they had great character arcs. I do think that the main characters were pretty one note though. Like as far as they don't really have character growth, I wouldn't say in the
What do you mean? Guys speak beaver.
Guys speak beaver. The revelation, bro. It's a revelation.
Canon.
Yeah, I don't think they really like grew as characters maybe, but like as far Maria is probably out of the main characters, Maria and Leon, that was a very interesting. Yeah, Maria and Leon.
Leon's weird.
Oh, and I read in the Ultimania, it was like Furion, the reason why Guy is friends with Furion was the only one that would stick up for him because Guy would speak weird and everybody make fun of him, and Furion was there sticking up for him, man. So I thought that was like, oh, look at that, that's cool. But as far as the main characters go, I mean, I don't know, not much going on, but man, like Minwoo, Joseph, Rickard, freaking all of the these side characters, awesome.
All of the main characters, you got to remember, they're orphans with no parents.
That's right. Yeah,
They're orphans with no parents.
They've got no
for
parents.
For all intents and purposes, like all of our main characters, which it kind of the leveling system kind of like lends into it too. Final Fantasy 1, we had our Warriors of Light. They already had their devoted classes, right? They were masters of their class. We're playing as children who don't have.
1 second. Here it is. This was playing. This is shout out to LA Cry. This is the moment where Joseph. Now and this is a great little segue. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off, Vinny.
No, you're good.
I saw the moment. I'm like, this is when Joseph gets run over by a boulder. Now,
why'd you put it like that? You make it sound like Saturday morning cartoon.
He just gets flattened. He's got the staircase like his body's flattened into a staircase shape, and then he just goes. All right, yo, listen, man. Oh, sweet Nelly. Oh, he's got a daughter. He's saving oh man, this moment was impactful. Now let me ask you a question, Lee, because when we were talking in a message, I honestly at first I thought you were serious. I was like, nah, he's jerking my chain. He's jerking my chain right now. He's not serious.
What did I say, Dan?
He said, oh, that Joseph death though. I don't think I can think of a more impactful death than Joseph. Like you're like
more impactful. It was crushing, honestly.
And then also you're forgetting the important part.
What did you say?
I don't think there's ever been another death in Final Fantasy that hit as hard as this one.
That was what you said. Yeah.
No.
Oh man. And at first I was like, wow, man, damn, that really resonated with him, man. He must be thinking about. I was like, yeah, dude, the daughter, like he's got a daughter. That's pretty wild too. Like,
except I don't have a daughter.
He's really resonating with this one, man. I didn't want to put you down. I was just like, yeah, man, wow, that was I thought it was really good too, Lee.
I did think it was good. I thought it was interesting. So wait, so Joseph is, unless I'm forgetting something in one, but I'm not. Right, like Joseph is the first playable death, or the first playable death. Playable death. The first playable character that died in the series, right?
Well, yeah, playable. I think, yeah, playable. Yeah.
Yes, like obviously
not in my white mage only playthrough. I can promise you that.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's fair. But no, like it's funny because this game. I think if it weren't, and this is why I think this game deserves some level of a remake, because the first time when Joseph dies, it actually caught me, and I was like, oh wow, they actually like they killed a character
Yeah.
that we played as.
Yeah.
Because I thought Joseph. All right, so like Min was interesting, but then we lose him, and then we get Joseph, and that's when I'm thinking to myself, huh? There's like is Joseph it for now? Like how long do we get this guy? Have him? I had to get him and lose him pretty quick, at least compared to some.
Hey Lee,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we got you and lost you too, buddy. You're going in and out.
Ah,
You're right. Yeah.
dude.
Just try
Alright.
hold it like that.
It's not
yeah.
Final Fantasy V without
Yeah.
technical difficulty.
Just hold it like
So-
you're just singing.
Yeah.
That thing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But no,
so that was
I thought it was
shocking for
interesting.
you, and then you realize like, oh, all of my guest party members are just
Yeah.
gonna start dying.
in a weird way, and not even just the guest party members, but like the king, Sid. I think I hate to
Sid.
say this. I hate to say this because it's gonna sound screwed up. But I actually laughed when Sid died.
Hey man, that was actually like
No, but it's the reason I laughed was so we see Sid and he's in the bed,
yeah.
and I'm like, no way they're killing off another character. and then we're talking to him, and he's like, I give you the air, but I wanted to. And then the dramatic music, I'm like, there's no shot. I'm like, how many characters can this game kill?
Just back to the live stream, bro.
No shot. This guy's gonna. And, but
Dude, I walked in and saw him. I'm like, there's no way you're killing this guy too. Like,
dude.
at what point? Like, I get it's a dark game. I get
Mhm.
that it's gritty, and I get that there's a lot at stake and a lot lost.
Yeah.
But I think that was just like I just walked in and I saw him in the bed, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
here we go again. Here we go again.
He's
Here
cooked.
we go again.
Yeah, I was like, all right, there goes Sid.
I liked how kind of like just bouncing around a little bit too. We talk about Sid, but we talk about like this little scene here where it pans out. It shows this world, like it makes this world feel very big. So the very first opening hours of the game, you're traveling by paid transportation. Like you're getting on a ship and you're going across the sea. You're traveling this world right at the beginning instead of like Final Fantasy 1 where it was very gated as you proceed through the world map, like you're opening up new areas and stuff. This one was like, hey, you're going to go to this continent. You're coming back. What's up, Fire Guy?
That reminds me that this also slapped my cheeks. If you don't know where you're going, you very, very quickly go from fighting things you're supposed to be fighting
Yeah.
to fighting
Oh, yeah.
things that one-shot you.
Yeah, you turned
And
the
if-
wrong corner. This is the wrong neighborhood. You
Yeah.
shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
I had that encounter with a cockatrice, and it like
With the cockatrice.
cockatrice. How do you say its name?
I don't
Is it
know, man.
cockatrice?
Cockatrice?
I'm not making fun of the name.
I
I just
say
think it's funny.
cockatrice.
That
No,
is funny. You just turn around the corner and
You
there's a
said a funny
cockatrice in
word.
your face, man. You're just
yeah, that was my humbling. I forgot how I even ended up over there because that was with
On accident.
the mage people. I had-
Yeah.
On accident.
it was on
I-
accident.
Well, what's crazy about Final Fantasy 2 is you can like circumnavigate on foot. You can
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
walk the whole map, and
Yes.
like I didn't expect that the first time I was playing. I'm like, man, like it just keeps going.
I
You know?
oh wait, sorry, you gonna say something?
No. I just said yeah.
Yeah.
And if you look
I
at
think
the
that
look at, I'm sorry,
this
just
map
talking
was
about
cool.
the circumnavigate thing. Like, look at the map connects from here, and it. Oh, you can't see my mouse, but on the southeast, and it comes up here to the northwest. Like, you can literally just travel that continent down and connect over here to the. It's really really cool, dude.
Once you get the canoe, you're like almost all the world, with the exception of the two islands, is more, and the snowmobile. You need like the snowmobile,
yeah.
and you need the
Mhm.
canoe. But with the exception of those two things, you really can travel most of this on foot. And with the absurd encounter rate,
Yeah.
that is an extremely daunting task you do not want to take. But I liked this world map significantly more than the first one. I don't know how you about
Dude,
that,
this world
but-
map is cool, dude. And like I said in my review part of this, like where it changes by the dreadnought coming through and literally just
Mhm.
bombing these towns and these cities, and just you can
Yep.
see them on look how destroyed it looks. That town is destroyed. And like seeing that, the visual representation of war on the world map. The world map is interesting to look at. It, like Vinny was saying though, it does get a little bit like, oh man, I made the wrong turn. This is not the right place. I got to get out of here. And if you made the wrong turn and that random battle for some reason didn't hit for a while into that area, and then you're stuck and like, oh, I got to get out of here. Oh, please don't get me in a battle. Now that does come into like that infamous exploit where people like, you can save the game on the world map and then move a couple steps, save the game, move a couple steps. So that way, if you ever get in a battle, you just revert back to it. But
if you didn't save for a long time, and you ran into something you weren't supposed to run into, you're gonna have a bad day.
Whoops, that is true.
Yeah.
Pixel Remaster with that auto save though, unless you that. So.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, the Pixel Remaster is the absolute preferred way to play this game, 100%. And if I were to play this game again, I would play the Pixel Remaster version, and no shame, I would turn off encounters for dungeons. Like, just straight up, I would just turn off the encounter. Maybe I would go like 1 level encounters on, or either just go, I'm going to do 5 minutes encounters on, and I'm turning it off for 5 minutes.
Dude, like, without the encounters, you could probably beat a dungeon in 5 minutes.
And yeah, exactly. And it's just like, so you turn the encounters off, and I would probably boost up the XP by like 1.5 or something, just to counterbalance. Where it's just like, I need to not have the every 2 steps, because that was frustrating. And like opening up, like going into these empty rooms, and there are so many empty rooms. Yeah, like the Pixel Remaster is the absolute best way to play this game and utilize the boosts. That's just for sure.
I will say this. If you are a fan of mini games, then the Pixel Remaster and the NES version do not have the Snowcraft mini game in them. And it's the same, is it the same? No, it's a memory mini game on the Snowcraft in the other iterations of Final Fantasy II. But yeah, the Pixel Remaster does not have the mini game on the Snowcraft. So if you want to play mini games, you can't do it on the Pixel Remaster. You can do it in Origins and Dawn of Souls. But
you got to describe the mini game, because I missed it.
Yeah, I don't.
Like, I didn't play FF2 all the way through until the Pixel Remaster. So paint a picture for me, Vin Wu.
So in Final Fantasy 1, we had that mini game that you can only play on the ship, which was that number game where you had to like move stuff around,
moving
and
the
everything.
tiles around. Yep.
Yeah. The Final Fantasy 2 had a Snowcraft mini game. I'm trying to pull up a picture of it so I can describe it better. You got it? Okay, so yeah, there you go, right there. That is the Final Fantasy 2 Snowcraft mini game. It's a memory game. You know, you flip a tile.
Matching.
Right,
Okay.
exactly. You match the tiles together based off of memory. If you get it incorrect, they go away. If you get it correct, then they stay on the screen and everything. And I
Bro
believe
missed his 2 Gordons. Dude, the Gordons are on top of each other.
Bro, the Gordon.
I'm playing it while you're
you missed the 2 Gordons.
Yeah. And then right there, the only reward is Gil. So like, if you were really hurting for Gil, you could just grind out this Snowcraft mini game and just keep getting Gil. That's the only reward you get, I believe. But this was the only mini game in Final Fantasy 2, and Final Fantasy 2 does have a mini game, if you guys didn't know that, but not in the Pixel Remaster. They didn't want us to have fun.
Is there like a story reason for this, or is this just kind of just there?
Guys speak Beaver.
Simple, bro. It's simple. I can't believe you put that together.
Understandable.
Wait, this is on Joseph's snowmobile?
Yes.
All right, so, this is just
on
Nellie's.
his iPad.
The lore is that Nellie just likes memory games. Yeah, this is Nellie's iPad.
This is Nellie's iPad.
Oh my god. Oh,
but
that's
yes,
cool.
that was the mini game.
And then also with hey, what's up? I accidentally went to me full screen.
Hey.
Yeah, hi.
Hello there.
There's also in the Dawn of Souls version where they have the Souls of Rebirth, right? So this is when Emperor Mateus, and we're past spoilers we're way past spoilers. But like, yeah, Emperor Mateus, he freaking conquers hell. Like, all right, and that's the original game. In the game, he conquers he conquers hell. He just doesn't go down there and then just like work with Satan. No, he takes the throne. Which
Yeah, it literally becomes Hell's Emperor.
Yeah, that's the Emperor Matei. Like when we do our milestone podcast, which after 3 we're going to do milestone podcast, which is going to be ranking like villains, ending, music, and things like that. We're going to be doing some very specific rankings, and we're going to talk about ranking the villains. And Mateus is freaking cool, dude. Dude, I want Final Fantasy Origin Paradise Lost. I really want that now. But yeah, so
you're gonna want it even more after I go into some details later.
So I want to hear about that right after this, because I started with the Souls of Rebirth thing with the Dawn of Souls. There's the DLC, not DLC. They didn't do that back on the Game Boy Advance. Like, back then, games were just complete.
That's for the 2030
Game Boy DLC.
That Game Boy Advance DLC, baby. You had to swap cartridges to download it. No. So no. The Soul of Rebirth, he doesn't only in the game he conquers hell, but in the I keep calling it the DLC. In the added on content, he conquers heaven. Yep. He splits off his soul splits, and his part of his soul conquers hell, and the other part conquers heaven, and then it gets better. It gets better. Guess who fights him? Guess who fights him, Lee?
Who?
Minwoo, Joseph, Ricard, and Sid. Wait, no, Sid? Was it Sid? I'm just thinking about all the dead people. Was it
Ricard?
Sid?
It's all the dudes who are in the party besides Gordon.
All the people that died go in and fight him. Dude, yeah, it's its own dungeon. It's its own dungeon. So, Emperor Mateus, man, that'll add that to his villain lore when we start ranking.
That's actually kind of crazy for a Final Fantasy villain to go.
He splits. His soul splits, and he's conquering both at the same time.
I mean, I know, like, I'm coming for you, God.
Dude, I know that, like, Sephiroth
that
can,
fits
like,
very well with what I'm gonna say later.
Oh snap! Here it comes. Wait, okay, Lee. What's that? One more time.
No, I was gonna say, I know Sephiroth could go through like the live streams, but like this dude's going to heaven, hell,
he's conquering
Earth,
every.
Like, he's conquering everything.
So
who the hell
dude
needs
has
time when you have the heavens?
Dude he has a 5-year plan. Like, this dude, he knows what he wants, and he's like.
He said death was just the beginning. So
that was just all year 1. Well, for year 2.
Wait till the DLC. All right. Yo, to speak more on why this is why he splits off and he's able to do this stuff and in the heavens and stuff like that, we're gonna talk about a classic a poem, right? This was a poem, Paradise Lost, correct? Was it a poem?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember doing a lot of Paradise Lost research when I was doing Final Fantasy 16 theory. So there was something there. I made a whole video on it, but then I forgot all of that information. So to remind me about it is Excalibur.
Oh, all right. Well, I mean, feel free to jump in if you remember something. So I just have a few talking points here. So first, I'm going to compare Emperor Mateus to Milton's Satan. So Emperor Mateus, Final Fantasy 2, basically Satan with better hair, right? So both of them,
it's Chad.
Both of them pull the same stunt, right? Like they fall hard, but they come back harder. So Satan gets cast into hell, rallies, builds Pandemonium, the capital of hell. Mateus, same playbook, dies, comes back as the Hell Emperor, sets up shop in Pandemonium, right? So it's almost like the devs flipped open Paradise Lost and went, yep, that's our final dungeon. So Pandemonium versus Pandemonium. Here's the thing. Milton invented the word Pandemonium, which is literally the palace of demons, the HQ of hell, right? Pandemonium means like all demons, basically, or the place of all demons. Pan is all, and then demonium is the place of demons. So that's interesting. So FF2 straight up steals it, right? Like there's no subtlety. There's basically like, you know what the last dungeon's called? Same thing as Milton's Hell Palace. Deal with it. So I like this.
Oh my God,
then you
dude.
have.
I'm sorry for just 1 second. It was almost right, unless if his name was like Nateus. Or like I was like, yo, is Mateus an anagram of Satan? But it's not. I was just like, it was for a moment. I'm like I'm putting
Damn,
it together.
where's the M? Where's the?
That's what I'm saying. If it was
Oh, okay.
Nateus. I don't know. There's no U either, so don't worry about it.
You were talking about Satan.
Setuan,
Sa-
actually.
sa-
I was thinking about
Satan.
I was thinking about
Yeah,
Setuan. Yes.
Okay.
A Sutam.
Sutan.
Sutam.
Sutan.
Sutam.
Yeah.
Sutam.
So then you have Leon, okay, so who parallels Adam. So I feel like this is a little bit of a twist. So Adam doesn't fall because he's evil, he falls because he's human. And I feel like this same kind of thing with Leon, like he gets swept up, maybe a little bit manipulated, he's estranged from his family. He becomes the Dark Knight, but it's not because he's like Satan, it's because he's living out the human story of fallen redemption. So he tries to take the throne, but when it's all over, he doesn't gloat. He just quietly says, yeah, I screwed up, walks away. I feel like that's Adam after the fall, realizing the weight of everything. And then here's another little parallel for you. The Dark Knight, Leon is the Dark Knight. In Christian mysticism, there's something called the Dark Night of the Soul. This is also something that's used in a lot of writing. There's a certain moment of the story that's referred to as the Dark Night of the Soul that's a reference to this. So Leon's not the Dark Knight because he's wearing, cool black armor. He's the Dark Knight in a more mystical sense, the Dark Night of the Soul, which means it's a period of despair or spiritual exile where you feel like abandoned or cut off or hopeless. But it's also the doorway to transformation. You walk through the dark night to come out closer to the light. So Leon's story isn't just a costume change, it's a metaphor. It's his Dark Knight era is his Dark Night of the Soul. He falls, he's estranged, he feels lost. And in that darkness, he learns humility, finds his way back. Yeah, so if you put it all together, Mateus is Satan, building Pandemonium, the dungeon Pandemonium, straight out of Milton. Leon's Adam, falls, suffers, but he is redeemable. The Dark Knight title is really his Dark Night of the Soul, the low point that shapes him into somebody who can return to the light. So, there's probably more than that, but these are the main points I wanted to go over. So there you go.
I
There you have
love
it.
that, dude. And you know what that makes me think of, actually, is that if you're going to go that route with this, right? If Mateus is very heavily inspired, and I think you're onto something for sure. Obviously, with the words pandemonium right there, a lot of parallels. But guess what? We don't have that piece of the puzzle. We don't have that piece of the story yet. And I think Final Fantasy Origin can give us the beginnings, right? The origin of Mateus.
Paradise Lost.
Where we need the fallen angel, right? We need Mateus to fall, and then his motivations, because we don't get that in Final Fantasy 2. We don't get, why is this dude just hell-bent literally on conquering the world? Like, why is this dude raising demons from Pandemonium to come up to the surface? So
Maybe he just woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
yeah,
That was it. That's
he
simple.
woke up and said, I'm gonna conquer the world today. And he just gets up. I'm gonna
Heaven
use a
and
red
hell.
knot. Everybody go
Yeah.
make one of those for me, please. What was the rise of Palamecia? How did Palamecia come to power and things like that? Yeah, that would be cool to see. So I think see that could actually enhance Final Fantasy 2. It just made me think that we get his origin story of him. If we know Paradise Lost, his origin story, and it's going to be to see that in the game would be really cool too. I don't know. What do you guys say?
There's something that kind of did the game ever say this? Because we're talking about Leon's journey becoming like the Dark Knight, right? And I know this is kind of a weird pivot, but it was something that just crossed my mind. How long were our orphans chilling?
They don't
with
have
the rebels?
parents.
Well, yes, they don't have parents. That's very important.
They
but
don't.
No, these are orphans without parents.
yeah, that sounds like Didn't I say last episode that there was that sounds like another like Midwest emo band, Orphans Without Parents.
Guys, that was literally one of the last jokes that I wrote because I'm like, I need to have like a triple no this for
parents.
flow, and I'm like, no parents.
Yeah,
I
Orphans
can't
and No
believe
Parents.
you guys have just clung to this joke.
That's that is my favorite Wiley quote. Actually,
That's gonna be the next shirt right
No,
there.
that's on the
Orphans
I was
with
thinking,
no parents.
I was thinking about trying to have like, you know how like in the title of these reviewed ranks, I have it very simple. FF1, every Final Fantasy reviewed and ranked. And then I was thinking like, I wonder if there's like a little flavor text I can put there, you know, like FF2, and then like, not as bad as you think, or what, blah blah blah, like something like that, some kind of flavor text for people to look at. Orphans Without Parents is
Final Fantasy 2, where the orphans have no parents.
That's it. That's it.
All right, so wait, go back to my point.
I forgot you were making one.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
I interrupted you
almost
with a
forgot
very
too.
valid. That was a very valid reason to interrupt you.
No, that was very valid. No, all right. The only thing I want to say about Leon that I kind of found strange is how long was it before? So we meet our heroes, and they they get fucked up really bad.
We didn't talk about that
Stop.
opening. That was awesome.
So they get screwed up, and then we lose Leon. And when we wake up, we're in the rebel base, but there's no indication of how long that time jump was. Because I'm thinking, how did Leon rise through the ranks
Yeah.
of the Empire? It's one of those, like, I don't want a plot hole, because I feel like the answer is there. It's just they never give it to you. Because if the orphans were out cold in the rebel base or like recovering for several months to a year or something, it's like, okay, maybe Leon could have worked his way through, but it feels weird that Leon ends up being like the twist villain who you kind of see coming. They make it kind of obvious when Maria's like, that voice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But that was one of those things that I was thinking about just now, because you're talking about Leon's journey, and it's an interesting, very nuanced journey for this character. Again, I can't stress it enough. This game's old as dirt, but like the fact that this character has, like I was talking about Gordon's character arc, Leon has a character arc, and he goes through a lot. But it's just the time, now that I'm thinking about it, how did he rise through the Empire's ranks quickly?
Yeah,
I want to know.
I feel like I read something like that too, but yeah, like he basically, looking at Leon, there is a story there that actually would be pretty compelling if they had the capabilities of doing it. I mean, they had the capability,
Which they could do in the
could.
Origins 2 game
Exactly.
if they wanted to.
You could put Leon in there, but like it's like, so basically it's saying here like the traumatic events seem to prove his own helplessness. So basically, once the team got overran by those those knights in the at the beginning of the game, which we didn't talk about because we're going to be doing that that milestone podcast where we're going to rank openings and stuff like that. But what an awesome opening! Like to open the game up with a forced death, like like it's just like you can't win this battle, and it's just there's just a really, really cool. It's just to show you how helpless you are and how mighty the empire is. But basically, he turns that into his mantra of power is everything. So like he did not have the power to save his friends. I guess he thought that his sister and adopted brothers were dead. Not adopted brothers, but basically they grew up as family is the whole thing. So thinking that they're dead and thinking that he was helpless to save them is a pretty interesting
it's a pretty interesting reason to want to kill them later.
That you have to and then it's like at that point he's already done. Like he's already helped the emperor like decimate innocent people and like just like decimate their entire towns and cities, and he's very guilty.
I was powerless to help you, so now you'll be powerless.
Now you're just gonna be powerless. Like it's like little flawed. A little flawed.
I don't have a problem with it. I just want to know. I want. Oh, sorry, Benny. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say I think the answer is like actually like really simple. Because not that it's a good answer, but
Okay.
It's a simple answer. It's a simple answer.
means. But the game is Star Wars, right? So it's a New Hope, right? So
Anakin.
we have rebels,
Mhm.
right, fighting the Empire. We have us blowing up the Death Star, right? We blow up the
Mhm.
Dreadnought,
Right.
and we have a good character turning to the dark side and becoming the
sir.
Dark Knight, and then having
Right.
his redemption arc. I think that's really the simplest answer. Is they needed somebody to be Anakin.
Well, yeah, I get that, and I think
That's
it's really cool.
That's actually a really
Yeah,
good
I
comparison, though, yeah.
I just want to know. I just want to see Leon's, because I feel like Leon is painted to be a really fascinating character. It's just because of the limitations of the time. I feel like he doesn't get that room to truly breathe. Where
Mhm.
and if they do make an Origins 2 that focuses around certain aspects. I mean, I know that Strangers of Paradise got a DLC. So if Origins 2 did focus on
Subtle.
if Origins 2 did focus on Mateus or like, the Emperor, that'd be awesome. But I would love for there like genuinely to be maybe a DLC or something following Leon's journey, or maybe like we could play as him almost and just like play
Yeah.
his perspective of the story.
Give us an inversion of the story. Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah, I
That
want to
would be really
see.
cool. Give us
'cause
Anakin's story.
I think,
Yeah.
I genuinely think that for this game,
Because
he's probably
Paradise
one
Lost would be his story.
it would
Yeah,
be
yeah.
his story, and I think he's one of the
Mm.
interesting characters the game has to offer. It's just I don't want to say that he's done poorly. He just isn't given this. Like I feel like some of the other side, like Minwoo or Joseph, even though he's like hardly there, or at least I felt he was not there. But I feel like they really crunched their arcs pretty well. Leon feels like his arc is because it's more subtle. It's kind of in the background, and you're following it like indirectly. And then you get him, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess he's a good guy now. And then he leaves at the end anyway. He's like, oh yeah, I guess
Yeah.
I'm not that good.
I think what's cool about that is that the reason why we're kind of hovering on Leon a little bit is that there is something there, right? There's something that's pretty interesting. And what's even more interesting that you draw the comparison to Star Wars and Anakin and things like that. It's like, think about it though. The prequel trilogy wasn't even out yet. So kind of Final Fantasy 2 kind of like tells you what the motivations were for Vader. Like he couldn't protect the people he loved, so he turned to the dark side because he wanted more power. Unlimited power.
I think there's a missed opportunity in the Pixel remaster for Leon to go to Maria. No, I am your brother. And then you fight him.
No, I am your brother.
I am your brother.
Before he takes his mask off and reveal that's
Make it happen, Square.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
Gaming
No,
Track says,
I
isn't the
am your
name
brother."
Paradise Lost already taken by James Gunn's DCU? James Gunn's DCU is Gods and Monsters, I believe. And yeah, Paradise Lost is, what's his name? John Milton? What's it? Milton?
Milton, yeah.
Yeah, something. I can't remember his first name.
What is his first name?
John Milton.
John Milton.
Is John? Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, that's some cool stuff, man. To like think about Leon. I thought this book actually told you a little bit about how he climbed the ranks so fast. That's why I brought it out. But yeah. I think that's cool. I think we kind of like talked about how a Final Fantasy Origin Paradise Lost. I don't think you can use Paradise Lost actually because that's probably copyright. So like we could do Paradise of
That's
Lost.
being lost.
Paradise is lost. Paradise
Paradise
found
losing.
lost. Paradise
Losing
found.
paradise.
Paradise found.
Paradise found. Pandemonium found.
Again,
Pandemonium lost.
again with the emo band, losing paradise was the losing paradise. Yeah, man.
Dude,
We're
I
losing
think-
I
paradise.
think Paradise Lost is in public domain, so I don't think you can copyright it.
I mean,
I think because I mean this is like the 1600s or something like that. So
the poem was made in 1667, so that's
they
probably
you
Yeah.
didn't get a copyright.
that's
free
public
now.
domain, bro.
dude,
yeah.
if Winnie the Pooh is public
You missed
domain,
out,
then
bro.
Paradise Lost. you know, because they were so
that
close.
that copyright ran out, bro.
I was gonna say John Milton grew up on Winnie. So like,
re Paradise Lost.
Yeah, I just saw that.
dude,
or just make Paradise the first A in Paradise, make it the @ sign, just make it slightly different. You know,
Ooh, nice. Or make it the Pandemonium like AE thing. All right, like the
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Paradise Lost.
just make it. Just make it.
just-
I don't.
just-
yeah,
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 just make
just
the
make it.
game. Yeah.
dude. Was it Team Ninja? Team Ninja, like they made it right. They're watching this. They're going, oh, wait until Game Awards, baby.
Dude, there's. I feel like what's crazy is
It's
that as
time.
we're talking about this, though, it is crazy to think about how much groundwork this game does. Like, think about Strangers of Paradise and what that did for Final Fantasy 1. It can recontextualize the game entirely. This
Yeah.
game has so much great lore to it already.
Yeah.
You can tackle any angle from it and just build on it, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
plus I want to
Stran-
go to
Strangers
this
of-
world.
I wanna go
Strangers of
back.
Paradise kind of recontextualized all of the mainline Final
Yeah,
Fantasies.
it did. It
Yeah, it
did. It's weird because like even I like I look at Final Fantasy Origin Stranger Paradise thing, and I'm like, that's not canon. like
Yeah.
like I don't want that to be. That's not canon stuff. I don't want that. But
I'll believe it to be canon because it's like the first game that Final Fantasy X's world and Final Fantasy VII's world are actually in the same game.
they're
so-
they're literally telling you that there's dimensional rifts and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, so like I think I think that would be awesome to get that. So I think we have covered a lot of this. There was a few things I wanted to talk about, like the waking up in a building, like you're waking up in a castle. I thought this was really cool. You meet the queen and the king, but when you step outside, it's just this little small town, man. This is a little small rebel cell, and it was a cool like juxtaposition of Final Fantasy 1 where you have this big kingdom of Cornelia, the city of dreams, and then like this game starts off as like you're on the freaking run, and this is just a little tiny small town where the castle is actually not. It's just this random building in the middle of the town. Like when you step outside, I thought that was cool. And then I said the locations are super varied. The world is very interesting. And then
Oh, dude, the Leviathan dungeon. Let's talk about that for a
Leviathan
minute.
swallows you up. Honestly, though, this part
that's a bit wonky.
Thank you. Okay, so I said
I liked it.
I was just so like things were happening, right? This was right after the Colosseum. This is right after the Emperor was like, "Hey, whoever wins, you can have the freaking queen." The queen, like it's like the queen of the rebel army is up for grabs here. And then you get thrown into the Colosseum jail. You break out of that, and like, and then you get swallowed up by Leviathan. And I'm like,
Yep.
what is going on in this game?
No, okay. Being swallowed by Leviathan wasn't an issue as much as that they're just chilling in there.
They're just chilling. and when they escape, I wrote this in my notes.
Big facts.
When they
Big
escape-
facts, bro.
Only they escaped. Did the rest of the people, are they still there? Like, only
I
they
think they
escaped?
might be.
They're
Yeah.
still down there? Like, what is going on?
Didn't one dude say he was down there for like 20 years or something? Like he says he was down there for some ludicrous amount of time. I
Yeah.
remember, and I'm thinking like, isn't there like isn't like stomach acid a thing? Isn't like aren't your bells full of like
Not in the
methane
Leviathan.
gas?
Not in the Leviathan, I guess. I don't know.
So, like, what are they eating? So are they eating like?
Well, they
Like, you know,
take
like-
a chunk of the sidewall of the stomach and then just fry it up.
Well, there's like all the enemies are like fish and stuff, right?
Oh,
so
yeah,
there's
yeah.
fish in there.
They
Oh,
just,
Yeah.
they just swallow. Like
the Leviathan's
dude,
not getting any of the nutrients because I mean, like,
all the people inside are just eating the
Well,
fish.
the boss is a worm, so yeah, he's got like he's getting no
He's got
nutrients
a
at all.
Worm.
Yeah, I didn't think that. So like, yeah, we're fighting as a freaking a parasite inside the Leviathan.
Where his
All the-
antibiotics?
That's it.
Dude, we're the white blood cells.
Yeah.
Dude, that's okay. That
And
was
then
the
right
one part
after that was the freaking cyclone that was created by the Emperor's magic, and like just
that came out of
I-
nowhere. Also,
I was like,
Bro.
this game is freaking awesome at that point. But yeah, the
I think-
dungeon was interesting.
Well, to talk about the cyclone, they were like, "We need a solution for this." Oh, how about we ride a fucking dragon into the cyclone? How about that?
mind you, the dragon was just born.
It's just born.
This
Yes.
newborn dragon will save the day.
This newborn dragon that can hold 5 people and is chill with it. Yeah,
Yo,
like
and
they
then-
can.
It's the last dragon.
last-
Come on now. Sure enough.
And then like everybody's died, even the freaking dragons, the wyvern. I'm gonna call it wyvern. always. Wyvern. Even the wyvern dying, man. Like just like, hey, you're gonna find my baby. Okay, this baby's gonna save you. I'm gonna die now. That's it. Goodbye.
yeah.
It's like what?
About that, by the way, did you guys go through that entire like? So I got the pendant,
Oh yeah. Wait, you
and then
got
I
the-
went.
Go repeat
got the
that? You-
pendant.
You cut out.
So I got
you
the
gotta talk
pendant.
like that.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah. All right, we're getting Lee ASMR.
Oh yeah.
So I got the pendant for that dungeon where to speak to the wyvern, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
To speak to him,
Wyvern.
you need the wyvern.
Wyvern.
You need the pendant. So you go into that cave, and you go to the dead dragoon's armor and get that pendant. My stupid ass thought, all right, I'm just gonna explore this entire dungeon.
Hmm.
And I'm dealing with all these encounter rates, and I
Oh.
get to the end, and I
Oh,
can't
no.
encounter with the water. And I'm like, what the hell do I need to do? So I
Mm.
leave, speak with the wyvern with the pendant, and he's like, yeah, bring this egg to this pool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, the pool I was just at?
Bro, yeah. So I played this with my daughter, and that's exactly what she did too. Yeah, I was
Yep.
like, yeah,
I did the same thing.
Dude,
Same thing.
yeah.
I
Very,
went down to the
very
water.
common, bro. Very,
yeah,
very common.
very,
yeah.
very common, because I just wanted to
Mhm.
explore that whole
Yep.
dungeon. And then I
That's
realized,
totally.
wow, that was so
That-
pointless.
That's when you turn encounters off.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's
an
That's
encounter off
exactly.
moment.
Well, yes.
That's an encounter off moment. I think I actually, I'll be candid. I think I did do that. I think I left with the
You
encounters
should.
on, but then when I got
It's like,
to
I messed
the,
up.
when I got to him, I got the egg. I'm like, I'm not doing that again.
No, it's like
I
it's like,
did it once. I experienced it.
Pretend that I'm doing it this time. I actually got the egg this time.
Did you guys get the
Okay.
black mask before they made you do it? Because I did that also.
Hmm.
When you
Yeah.
go to the
I didn't.
dungeon, because the first thing I did when I had control of the boat, partially because I'm a dumbass, but I went to that other island thinking that's where the dragoon.
No, I knew I
Like-
needed it, so I just got it out of the way. But I went.
Yeah, you
into
guys
it.
have-
I knew.
You guys have
We have-
that knowledge. I didn't. So my first stop with the boat was there, which is kind of cool. I kind of, I kind of Mayflowered the situation. I thought I was.
Mayflower the situation.
There's Plymouth. Let's go.
Yeah, I thought I was heading to India.
Dude, he is like just straight. They
Bro,
straight up,
you're
killed
full
his
on
mic.
muted, bro.
They killed his mic completely.
No,
Is it plugged in?
it is. Yeah.
I tell you what
Anyway.
worked last time was when you left the call and you came back in. I think that worked last time. Try that. Come on back. We're about to wrap this thing up anyway.
Oh, what happened to us?
All right, I'm here. I'm here.
Shimon Lee.
It's about to happen.
Oh
So-
no, it's. There we go.
There he is.
All right, so yes. Anyway, yeah, I Mayflowered that situation.
I Mayflowered it.
I went to the jungle island thinking it was the Dragoon Island. And I was fascinated by that place because I'm like, I would never expect the first game to introduce Dragoons to have them be like a jungle like environment. I didn't expect that at all. And it wasn't.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh wait, this isn't the Dragoon Island. I got a black mask. I have no idea what to do with it.
10 out of 10 on your intuition, bro.
Yeah, but I was like, dude, I wish you were there when I got there because I genuinely thought that was because they said something about the Dragoons being on an island. And I swear they said to the south, but their direction telling in the game is a little bizarre because
If you go
sometimes they're
south
like,
far enough, you'll end up over
yeah,
here.
you're right. Roundabouts, right. It doesn't line up with the map, but I guess it's not wrong. Head south enough and you'll just... The game really would have benefited from a compass.
West.
You gotta head west.
I don't know. Anyway, that was my Christopher Columbus moment. I ended up in the jungle thinking that's where I was supposed to be, and it was not where I was supposed to be.
Mayflower.
And then I thought that was cool though. And I want to say this is actually kind of a good jumping point to this real quick. I found this game much easier to follow what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Than
Because of
it
the
is
keyword,
so much easier.
the
The keywords,
talking to people, yeah.
just the map being like equal parts open enough where it's not. Well, with the encounter rate, it's kind of a bitch, but like
also guides you. Like this, there's a story here where Final Fantasy 1 didn't really have that. So,
Final Fantasy 1, I was getting lost sometimes. Yeah. Whereas this game, I don't think I got lost really. Besides when I Mayflowered it and ended up at the jungle, and it was not. I'm like, I guess it's the other eye.
That's kind of cool though. Cool little adventure.
I had the opposite
on the map, huh? Oh, did I just die?
You did. You cut for a second, then came back.
I had the opposite experience where Final Fantasy 1 was easier for me to follow because I utilized Dancing Girl like all the time.
Oh yeah.
But
I
the only time
Girl a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the only time I got lost in Final Fantasy 1 when it was just like, oh, you need to go to the Western Keep, and I was like, cool, Western Keep is probably in the west. I'm gonna go to the west. And I found the gnomes, and I was not supposed to be there. So it took me a little while to figure out that I had to go south and then west. But that was like the only time.
These games would really benefit from a compass.
A compass would be great, or something flashing on the world map, like to be like,
you want that hand holding? See, like for me,
no, I don't want hand holding.
There was no hand holding. Like this is the kind of stuff that I would love.
I don't want hand holding. I just want south to mean something.
Yeah. I just want the compass to mean something.
Don't give me bad directions.
Yeah, like right. I don't need you to I don't need the map to blink.
Maybe,
I just need to know that I'm actually going south.
Hey yo, maybe that's just the personality of the person you talk to. Maybe he's like, hey, go west. You freaking idiot. As he's gonna be so lost. He's gonna be so lost.
Or at least tell you like you need to go south by true north.
By true
like
north.
Just go
right. by
true north. Just go as true north as you can until you hit south.
Right. You gotta go west by northwest.
Southwest.
You gotta go so far west that you end up going east. And then go north a bit till you're south.
Right.
My other
or go to a different planet or the moon.
Just
subtle foreshadowing.
Subtle
foreshadowing.
Yes.
No future memories.
Oh, Tool Man, don't start, Tool Man.
No, Tool Man.
Don't look, Dan. Don't look, Dan.
No, don't look, Dan. Dan, close your eyes.
He's gonna be triggered. Dan, don't do it.
Tool Man. That must have been the same person. You know what I mean? What are we doing? That's old salt down there. Oh,
That's old salt.
That's old salt. Now, I had some other little notes here, and then we're gonna close this thing out. So, I had, pressure to make the correct choices when you're doing the characters. I think we talked about that. Leon joining the party was very rushed. Seemed like they were going to say that Leon was possessed by the Emperor, but then that didn't seem to be the case. He just wanted power. Really felt like the beginning.
I was feeling himself.
The last note I put on there was really felt like the beginnings of something special, but too many things were brushed over to get to the next plot point. But in the end, the story is still very, very epic, and I think back on it very fondly. And even the gameplay, I would say that if you choose to play this game, obviously the Pixel Remaster is the way to go. I do recommend that you put on some of the boosts or turn off the encounter rate every now and then. You can simply click the R stick in, and that turns off the encounter rate. And so as you're running, turn it off for a little bit, turn it on, get into a fight, turn it off. Just let that be part of your gameplay experience, and then boost up the XP a little bit to balance it out. I think that would be a better way to, like, a more fun way to play. But again, I played it with all of the boosts off in the true experience, and I still really enjoyed this game. And like I said, I mean, my ranking, it shows it's number 1, and we're gonna go through that one more time as we go through this. So, just to recap on the rankings, I have it at number 1, Final Fantasy 2 or Final Fantasy 1 at number 2, and then there's all the gameplay, story, audio, visuals for me. Then we go to Excalibur, who also had this at number 1. And there's
Yes, sir.
there's his gameplay. These are the pillars, the ranking pillars. And then we have Dragoon King, who also has it at number 1 over Final Fantasy 1. And then his pillars being ranked there.
Yeah, audio is the only one, and my pillar's higher for 1.
Yeah, it is.
And it's
yeah,
just it's because of the airship.
because of the airship, not
Wow,
because of
that's
like
wild.
the iconic music that started it. Just it's the airship theme, baby.
No, actually, I like both soundtracks. I think one's just a little more diverse. So I
Yeah.
think that there's something to be said for that. And the airship theme just makes me laugh. So
So the
That's
Fire
it.
Go Fighter is the only one of us that had it at number 1 with Final Fantasy 2 at number 2. Which that does mean, and then here we go. This is how it all shakes out for Fire Go Fighter, which is an interesting, something interesting. We might have to talk about.
wait.
We might have to talk
Wait.
about this in the
Hold on.
milestone, or figure
Okay.
something out. Actually, maybe
Oh,
we got to figure this out
that's
right
good.
now.
Hey,
Yeah, wait, you confuse me, sir.
Sure.
So Vinny,
Vinny, I love that you like Final Fantasy 1 the most. Like, because
But wait a second,
FF1's a great game.
listen, hold on a second. I'm sorry. I feel like I want to give
see
you
the
time.
split.
I want to give you time, but maybe you want to. Maybe you're going to revise it right here. There are time to revise it. There is time to revise it. But I gotta talk about this for just a second.
Yeah, sure.
Yo, yo. I didn't notice it until just now. Okay, since you're
That the two things that should really spearhead the experience
yo,
are better for 2, but he ranks it below 1.
hold on a second. The OST and the visual, the art direction was better. It carried a lot of weight. All right, I want to hear from Vinny real quick. Vinny,
All right.
Vinny, can you explain?
So for me, I ranked gameplay as sort of the mechanics. So I like the leveling system a lot. I like the keywords and all that a lot. And the story I put above Final Fantasy 1 because the story, for all intents and purposes, is a winning formula. You have Star Wars: A New Hope, right?
Mm.
It's a great story. It was executed, really well. Other times not, like the Leviathan, and then just some story beats were not all there.
Mhm.
But so mechanically, the leveling system I like more than the leveling system in Final Fantasy 1.
Mhm.
But one thing I did not like about Final Fantasy 2, which kind of deducted points for me overall, was because of the leveling system and the way the game plays, there is very little room for challenge runs. There's
Ah.
so
Well, see, here's the
without
thing, though.
Lee would beg to differ.
I was gonna say, without the use of the modifiers, there's very little room for a challenge run because
Okay.
I can't. The only thing I could have think of, or the only thing I could think of for a challenge run for Final Fantasy 2 was level people up like normal, get to the end, and try and beat the last boss with weapons and stuff that my characters have not used the entire game. And
Where you
Oh.
constantly have to rotate weapons out, that might be a challenge. Like where you constantly
I-
have to.
I so far I have not been able to beat the final boss with using weapons that my characters have never used in the game.
No way.
So to me, go ahead.
I just want to I want to kind of throw this out there. So this is a good time to talk about how the rankings and stuff works. Now, I'm not saying like obviously you rank how you want to rank, and then you decide. And that's I don't care. That's fine with me. But as far as like in for now and for the future, like when you got like even challenge runs, I would say go under gameplay. Like everything, like so. I don't think I ever explained this to you, Vinny, and that's on me. But like,
Oh, really? That goes under gameplay?
Yeah,
No,
I
I'm
would-
not making a joke.
yeah, like challenge runs. I would say challenge
guess
runs
so.
game any way that you play the game. Like so, any way that you can
I
play the
interpret
game, like
gameplay
any way.
differently.
So yeah, this is a great time for me to explain this. Great
go for
time
it.
for me to explain this, and you guys can adjust your pillars. For the next episode, we'll go back through them again. Because I mean, we're only on the second episode. There's plenty of time to make some adjustments. The next episode we will go through. But so gameplay, this supports any way that you physically play the game, like any way that you're playing the game design, the challenge runs that you can exploit the game, any way that you're enjoying how you're playing the game, game design, battle systems, exploration, world map, that kind of stuff goes under gameplay, like the way that you're interacting with the game. Does that make sense? The way that you interact with the game. The story, everything that the story pillar supports is everything narrative, and that means the storytelling, the writing, the side quests, the just yeah. I mean, you guys get that part. I think anything that, the way the story is being told, the themes, and
I've never seen a story before in a day in my life.
Yeah. Let me tell you a story about story. It's story time with Excalibur. Bro, tell me about story.
Yeah, please.
No, and then so basically like that goes to like the way the pacing of it, the way it unfolds, did they nail the message that they were trying to convey with the story, things like that. And then when we get over to audio is the OST. Audio is anything you hear, voice performances, the OST, the sound effects, and things like that.
That's gonna get tricky, dude. Because I feel like audio, more than anything else here, can be more nuanced or like voice acting and OST. Like a game could have kind of crappy voice acting, but beautiful music.
That's right.
Or forgettable soundtrack, but a phenomenal voice.
That is why I think the Milestone podcast will come in, and this is why it's exciting. For me, it's exciting because, like, audio, you're summing up all of these things, and you have to take all of these things into consideration when you're putting that ranking out there. And then it's like, okay, I will provide context during the Milestone podcast. So it's like, so anybody who's like, oh my God, the OST of Final Fantasy 2 is better than Final Fantasy 1. How did he do that? But it's like, and when we get to the Milestone, maybe like freaking Vinny said, well, the sound effects were better. Like, you know, like or something,
no, it was Guy's delivery of Guy Speak Fever.
Yeah.
It really, I heard it. It was so good, I actually heard it.
There will be time for adding the context or even more nuanced context, because we're also going to be at the Milestone podcast. We're gonna, like, when it comes to story, we're ranking the villains, we're ranking the openings, the endings. So there's going to be more time to talk about the individual nuanced parts of the story rather than the entire package deal. And then when it comes to gameplay, we're going to be ranking the battle systems. So the gameplay here is ranking not only battle systems, it's exploration, any way you interact with the game, but gameplay, when we get to the milestone, that's when we get into the nuanced battle systems and stuff like that. And we'll also go over, we're going to rank OST as well. And then visuals. So when you get over to the visuals, this is the art direction. This is the style the game has, the vibes, basically, the what you're seeing on screen, the character design. Does
this include additional artwork? Because some of the visuals, like the character sketches that we don't see in game, I feel like complement the style applied to the game. Like those sketches of like very.
You're talking about Maria's really, really cute outfit, aren't you?
her dude, I'm sorry. What the hell is that boob thing? I don't know what the hell it is. And
well,
I showed that to Jackie, and
it's to protect that one. Yeah, it's to protect.
It's called a breastplate.
It's a breastplate.
It's a breastplate. Yeah.
It's the underboob protector, because the overboob doesn't matter, I guess. Like,
it's called a breastplate.
Wow. Yeah.
Dude, I'm sorry that
we're giving new meaning.
I need a breastplate.
I like that it only took 2 Final Fantasies for the absurd character design to really come in. Like he was like, yeah, second game, useless breastplate. Only thing we're missing is like 16 buckles. We'll get there later.
Hey, guy out here rocking a loincloth or whatever the heck he was doing. I mean, like,
All right, he speaks beaver. I give him the pass.
okay.
He's got the beaver speedo.
Bro, I love the fact that guy is 16. But that's how he yes. Guy is canonically 16.
What?
How? What is he eating?
Beaver.
Beaver.
No, not beaver.
Pure beaver diet.
He's cannibalistic beaver tribe.
Dude, I can't believe that's why he spoke. That's why he learned to speak beaver, to lure them, to drop their guard. Hunting them's easier if they think they're on your side.
It wasn't speak beaver. It was guy speak beaver.
Guy eat
Yes.
beaver.
Guy eat beaver. That was the joke earlier. If anybody missed it.
Oh, that was
It was. We've come full circle. Oh, hey, I've got another joke. This is for everybody.
Okay.
What did the beaver say when he hit the wall?
Damn.
Oh.
Come on, this is a family show. No, he said, "Honey, I'm home." I piloted that with my son because he said the exact same. I'm like, everybody's heard the fish joke, right? So I had to subvert it. I had to do a misdirect.
that was the joke of all time, bro.
That was the joke of all time. Listen, listen. They were orphans with no parents. Okay.
Hey, remember that joke I told? That's really good.
So I will say this.
Wait, Vinny, I don't mean to cut you off, but
No,
Wiley,
you're good,
bro. I love you, man. But I love that in one episode you gave me your favorite quote, and I'm just gonna be honest, your worst joke in one episode.
I love it.
It's my favorite quote.
I accept that. I love that, actually. That's great.
I do too, man. That was awesome. Thank you.
Just bookend it for you. No
Dude,
problem.
in a roundabout way, it became funny again. It was so bad. It made me.
Got layers.
Oh, dude.
His jokes got layers, man. He knew it. He planned it out. It was all calculated.
Thank you, dude. I needed that.
Firegun, you had one more thing to say.
Yeah. So since I know now that I thought of gameplay more as like how the average person is going to go playing through this game. But since I know I can add challenge runs to the core gameplay, which is
swap it.
Yeah, you can throw Final Fantasy 1 ahead of Final Fantasy 2 for gameplay.
Yes,
because,
dude, absolutely. And then keep in mind
Interesting. Okay.
that these are your rankings. So like we're not we're not reviewing the game as critics. We're
okay.
We're not reviewing it as critics as like what would the larger fan base agree upon. No. This is our
Well, if that was the case, they would all be Final Fantasy. Like 2 is going to be at the bottom. If we're
if we're trying to like, well, the fandom would say, yeah.
No, I looked at it just more.
No,
I just like I was looking at it more. I don't want to say like objective, but like when I thought about gameplay, I wasn't really thinking about my experience because I had like the wackiest experience.
You had a wacky
it was more
experience.
so just what the game offers. Like that's how I was critiquing this. It's like, okay, new systems. Okay, cool.
Yes, that's it. That goes into effect as well.
Yeah, like I wasn't thinking about my experience. But that being said, I would keep it the same because I don't think I'm ever gonna forget how stupid I felt when I like bootlegged through that first dungeon. And I realized I should have more than 20 HP. I don't know how I got that far without thinking. I'm like, and it was because I didn't know too much about it. And I went into this and I'm like, everybody says this game's got a really weird leveling system.
It's like, man, I'm just not utilizing it.
Like, I'm not noticing this at all.
I'm thinking like, yeah, I guess, yeah, it's kind of dog shit, dude. I'm like at my first dungeon and I haven't leveled up like any HP. Then I found
Why
out,
is my white mage my tank?
Yeah.
I'm dog shit. And I am too dumb to realize it.
That's funny.
So anyway,
Alright,
yeah.
so is there
good game.
any other like questions about this right here? Like this?
No,
with
I
the
think I'm
pillars?
straight on that.
Are we good? Like
I'm good.
Okay, chat, you good too? All right, because that's the thing, right? So we're ranking this on our personal experiences and like how we personally do that. And then so the way that this is going to go down is that at the end we tally up, like each spot is worth a certain amount of points, and of course if like I can't remember, it's worth like, so it's 16 points for number one, and then number one is worth
You love doing this, bro.
yeah, number one is worth 16 points.
You love your
Number
tallying.
16 is worth 1 point, right? So based on how they rank, they're going to accumulate points across all of the panel, right? And this is what we get for the overall rankings. Now the overall rankings will stay the same, but so I won't show the gameplay stuff, that pillar, because that might change. But overall rankings, it's number one. Final Fantasy 2 is number one. Final Fantasy is number 2, because that's a 3-to-1 ratio there. So, but as we go forward, that's where it's going to get even more interesting as we start adding more games to the list. Then it's like the point system is going to start throwing it off. That's why I asked you guys to send it private messages, because I don't want you to know where the other guys ranked it. I want you to be surprised when you find out that Chapter 5 of Rebirth is number 1.
Lee.
Lee.
Somehow I knew that was coming back.
Yeah,
Man, 'cause I was thinking about that while he was talking. I'm like, man.
Can we just acknowledge that in context, it was not going to stay number one for the entire game?
That doesn't
feel like
matter. It was
people,
awesome.
No.
It was
For
awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. But people, I feel like, look at that and they're like, man, you liked it that much? It's like, no, it was not my number one for all 14. It was,
But it was
number
your
one
number
out of
one.
5.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't wait for number 2 to be our favorite for like
Tool
6
Man.
somehow.
Toolman just gave himself away. Toolman revealed himself. He's the
Bro,
one from the survey.
You're the
knew it.
chapter
voted-
3er?
He's the chapter 3er who every survey voted chapter 3 number 1. I knew it.
Can we get a special like hypecast with just Toolman so he can
Bro,
explain that for an
I
hour?
love you, Tool Man. I love you,
Yeah,
Tool
that would
Man.
be awesome. Actually, we get Toolman.
Toolman,
I
yeah,
told-
the Toolman
told
pod. I
Toolman.
want to know why chapter 3 of Rebirth was your favorite.
And then the overall gameplay, story, audio, visuals, there would be a tie with gameplay, and then there would be story. It would be Final Fantasy 2, Final Fantasy 1. With audio, there's a tie for number 1, and then for visuals, it would be Final Fantasy 2, Final Fantasy 1. There you go. And that
Cool.
is how the cookie crumbles. That's the end of the show, everybody. Thank you so much for watching Final Fantasy 2 reviewed and ranked. Thanks for sticking with us through the botched opening, and that,
My
that
goodness.
surely has been edited out, right? Future memories of Daniel, who's editing it out.
I'm forcing you to make that a member's benefit if you want to see the botched opening.
Yeah, we'll keep it. We'll keep it as a
Be a member.
Yeah,
That should just be its own video. Just stop
Yeah, make
the
it a-
video
yeah.
once
Make-
it's
yeah,
once we
make
get into our groove.
Title it
I
botched
can do
botched opening.
botched
And just
opening.
make it make it a members only,
Ooh.
private link it.
Mhm.
I think that's what you should do.
And while there's a huge amount of people here, I do want to talk about the upcoming. Calling him out. I'm calling him out.
Dude, it's really bad when you consider 4 of them are us.
Yo, I'm going to be honest with you. I was going to say I didn't expect that many people for Final Fantasy 2, but then 4 of them are us, aren't they?
Yeah,
This.
they are.
Yeah, they are. Where is it at? We're going to fit the screen. This is Final Anniversary 5. It's coming up November 1st, everybody. The date is locked in. Final Anniversary 5 is going to have some really awesome stuff. I don't know if my audio is even working. No, it is. We're good.
Oh, hell yeah. I was going to say, botched
damn.
outro. Let's go.
Botched out. It hasn't been working the entire time and nobody told me. Nah. All right, so yeah, we got Final Anniversary 5 is coming up November 1st. We got some awesome stuff. We got Family Feud coming back. Final Fantasy Family Feud is coming back, and let me tell you, the people that are lined up, the participants, I got at least one team locked in. And this team that's locked in, I'm excited. I'm excited to have them on. I'm excited to have them on the show. So Final Fantasy Family Feud is coming back. It's probably going to be Final Fantasy 9 themed or Tactics themed, but I think 9 won the poll, which is cool with me. It's the 25th anniversary of the game, so that'll be a cool way to celebrate it for the 5th anniversary of Final Fantasy, or Final Fan TV. And then, not only that, we're going to have a special guest for the Hypecast, a special Hypecast on the anniversary event that you don't want to miss. The Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 Hypecast with a special guest, a very special guest, and a very special thing happening.
Topic. Yeah,
topic. That's cool, dude. I'm really excited about that one. And then we have, I think that's probably everything I have planned right now. Might introduce something new. We're gonna be talking about a lot about the Patreon. We're gonna be talking a lot about basically Final Fantasy TV going kind of refreshing that Patreon benefits and giving you guys some really cool incentives on supporting. So with that being said, we'll talk about that more on Hypecast when everybody tunes in. So thank you so much. But thank you for being a faithful, for tuning in to Final Fantasy 2, for tuning in and watching us have fun and having fun with us. And I'll see you in the Part 3 Hypecast. That's inevitable. And also coming up, maybe, possibly, Final Fantasy Tactics chapter by chapter analysis. That's going to be exciting too. So, cool things in the works. Until next time, I'm the warrior of hype. Excalibro. Dragoon.
You had it backwards.
The Dragoon King.
Oh, I thought you dropped the king title. I was about to say we were gonna have to
There
fight
it
it.
is. Oh no. That's
Well, not us. We didn't fight it.
you took that out. Yeah. I beat the crap out of you this at the beginning of this.
you got jumped.
And then also Vinwu,
Yeah,
the Fire Go
why'd you
Fighter.
join him?
Thank you guys so much for watching it.